Hey everyone, happy Friday. How's everyone doing? Happy Friday. Everybody got their kids ready for Easter and all of that. I don't have to do that because I don't have no little kids. So, I got only grandkids and half of them big. They don't even care about no Easter. To be honest, they don't really care about Easter. Thank you, Terry. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Buttercup. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I'm so glad it's Friday, y'all. Yes, I'm glad it's Friday. Hey, Queen. Hey, how are you? How are you? Happy Friday to everyone. I'm glad it's Friday. Yes, glad. Stacy, where you been? How are you, Stacy? Hello, kings and queens. Blessings. Same to you. Good morning, Royal D in chat. Good morning to you too, sweetie. Happy Friday to everyone. I know y'all glad it's Friday. I don't know about y'all, but I am. I'm glad it's Friday. Yes. Me too, Miss D. My baby is 21. Yes, I don't worry about no Easter, honey. Mm-mm. And their moms get their stuff together for Easter. And half my grandkids, they don't even worry about no Easter. They big. They don't think about no damn Easter. Good morning, Royal D and chat. Happy Friday. Same to you. Yes. Certain stuff, I don't worry about that stuff no more, honey. I'm over it. I know I've been working a lot. How have you been? Oh, okay. I was wondering because I was thinking about you. I'm like, where's Stacy? I have not seen her. But it's okay. I know how it is when you work a lot. I know how it is. But I'm glad to see you. And I do know a lot of people was off today. Yeah. A lot of people was off because today is Good Friday. Schools and stuff was closed. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't worried about no Easter. Shit. I got two grandkids, 18. They damn sure ain't worried about it. Even my 13-year-old one, my 12-year-old one, she's not worried about it. Neither. Hey, nothing but the truth. Okay, sis. Okay. I'm um hold on 1 second. Ray, are you in the chat? Hold on, let me see. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna see if my mom in the chat. Let me see. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about it. Think about the police report and stuff, y'all. All right, hold on. Hold on, y'all. I gotta send my mom something. Give me a second. Okay, sis, love you. Hey, Queen. Um, yeah, I feel you, sis. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Um, Nothing but the truth. Let me know when he come in the chat so I can know what's he under in the chat. And if you want to come up, yeah. Open book, could you do me a favor? Could you drop the link for me in the chat? You or Ray Ray can drop that link in the chat for me. Hey Polo, what's going on? I'm gonna get somebody is hey Virgo, what's going on, my love? Everybody say hi to Polo. He's in the chat. Open book and drop the link for you, Polo, because I want you to come up. Or either Ray can drop the link in the chat. One of them can drop the link. Okay, the link is right there. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all, we got to pop shot Polo out. He did what he can do for this case. I think he had a genuine heart for this case. He put boots on the ground, and I want to salute him for that. He did what he can do. I think he did a great job. The things that he did do. You can only do but so much. You know what I'm saying? Yes, much respect to Polo. Hey, Miss Walker, what's going on? Okay, thank you, Open Book. Thank you. And the link is in the chat. You go back up, you will see the link. So what do y'all think about the police report? What do y'all? Hey, Miss Smith. What do y'all think about the police report? Hey, Miss Smith, what's going on, love? How are you today on this Friday?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Glad it's Friday.
I know that's right.
Glad it's Friday.
Hey, chat. Hey, chat.
Polo put the pieces together. They want to discredit him. Yes, absolutely. I think he did an amazing job. What's up, Polo?
What they do, what's good.
I want to tell you, shout out, man. Shout out to you, man. I want to tell you that you did amazing job. I felt your pain on your live every time you went live. Man, you just had me in tears because I just feel like you was really into this case. And I feel like you was really there for this family. I feel like you did the best that you can do to your ability. I do feel like you was portrayed it. I feel like you was threw under the bus. I just, man, it was heartbreaking. I ain't gonna lie, it was heartbreaking. I seen your sweat, your boots on the ground. You did what you can do. You put your own self at risk going out here doing the things that you was doing. I don't think people cared about your safety, and stuff like that. I felt bad for the homeless lady. I watched it live when she was live that day on somebody live. I don't know who live it was. I even felt bad for her. But I want to tell you, you keep doing what you do because you're going to be appreciated by a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? That's going to appreciate you for you. You know what I'm saying? And not throw you around like you garbage. I feel like you was thrown around like you was garbage. But, I want you to continue to be you at all times. Keep doing what you're doing. And trust me, you're going to find some families out here that's going to love you and appreciate you for being there for their family, being 10 toes down. It's so many stories out here that people need help like you. You know what I'm saying? To get their story out. Because some people don't know how to get their story out. and you being a voice for people that's doing things like that, that's a plus. You know what I'm saying? That's a plus.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna sit up here and hold you like I received a lot of backlash, and it's still like bits and pieces that people would never know. And the only reason why people won't know these things because people are not willing to make that sacrifice to get that justice that they hard desire. Like, and that's the part of the game that I was telling people that it requires you to be in the streets. And on paper, I will say this right here, on paper, nothing can be proved. Without a shadow of a doubt, you can't prove no crime on paper. I would not sit here and tell you that I solely believe it was an accident. I would take that with me to my grave.
Facts. I
I
believe
would
that too,
still, you know what I
Polo.
mean? I would not sit here and tell you that. That's one line I would not come out my mouth. I would never come out my mouth and say that. I meant what I said on my live that time. I meant that. I was so but I was told my followers that in order to get justice, you must be willing to make a sacrifice. Everybody not willing to make that sacrifice. Everybody ain't willing to give some to get that. And this what type of scenario this is. You gotta give something to get that. And people ain't willing to make that. They ain't willing to make that sacrifice. They could talk till their ass fall off. But a lot of people from different states, they never been on the ground and they never been in the streets and ever actually seen things close up. So outside looking in, you'll be like, oh man, it ain't like that, man. Sometimes it be the people that be close to us, our
Mm-hmm.
most biggest threats. And to be honest with you, who gonna sacrifice them for somebody who already dead?
Mm-hmm.
So people just gotta read between the lines and on paper, you won't get nothing from that paper. You won't get a reopening. You won't get an open new case. The only way you gonna get that case reopened if newly discovered evidence, and that come with somebody making a sacrifice, and that won't happen.
Facts. So you
That
don't
won't
think the
happen.
case will ever be reopened?
No, I don't believe that
I don't
unless
think so
somebody
neither,
willing to make a
Polo.
sacrifice. Unless somebody willing to make a sacrifice. In order to get Joe justice, if people feel like a crime was committed, in order for him to receive justice, somebody else must come in. And if they think it's just gonna be Lulu, that's impossible. That won't happen.
Mm.
That won't happen at all. I bet every penny I got in my bank account. That won't happen.
Mm.
That
So
won't happen at all. You know what I mean? Like, and it's sad because I watched a family from Broward County that happened with their they had lost their brother. And it's crazy because they reached out to me. I ain't reached out to them. And it's a murder case. They brought up missing. The police feel like one of the family members might have something to do with it or something like that. And they came to me, and I ain't gonna lie. I told them I charged $3,000 for a retainer if I gotta come down there on an open murder case. In reality, I put my life on the line for $3. I'm really foolish. I'm dumb.
no,
But
you're
being
not
the
dumb.
fight
Don't
that
say that, Polo. You're
oh
not
yeah,
dumb.
you really is because it's supposed to be $10,000. I should have told you $10,000 because the PI and anybody else, they bare minimum gonna be $10,000 at
Yeah,
the bare
yeah,
minimum.
yeah,
And
yeah. That is a lot.
the problem with people is that when people scream they want justice for their people, they feel like just because people ain't got no certificate, nothing, it's supposed to be for free. Anytime a person risking their life, that means any open murder case, that means anybody could be killed. People have been killed trying to solve crimes. Even bloggers. Bloggers have been killed when they got too close
Mm-hmm.
to bringing information to the light. And people
Mm-hmm.
outside looking at all these states, it's a risk to this. That's why PI charge so much. That's why certain people charge so much because it's a risk. The risk is what make the fee so high. I was because I could dig up on the rock and find out who this shooter is, and to keep that shooter and keep that his name out the clip, he might take me out. It's bloggers that have been killed. You know what I mean? Trying to help a family member or help a family get justice for their child. And when the all boy down, when you gone, who gonna get justice for you? So when you holler you want justice for your family, understand this right here. It costs. It costs. You gotta pay for people to put them boots on the ground. For me, with the Joe situation, it was personal because it was his scenario was similar to mine. But when it comes to murder cases, if I'm part of a murder case, your face everywhere. You don't know who watching you. You
That's
don't know
right.
where you at, what hood you in, who team up with who cool with who. And to protect the truth, it's easy to take your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when you said that on your live, that shit touched me, man. For real. It really did. You know, because I talk to nothing but the truth all the time. And I told her, I was like, damn, that shit touched me when Polo said that shit, man. That shit almost made me have tears in my eyes. That's fucking crazy. Like, you know, I just don't like the way you was done. I don't. I don't like the way you was done. I feel like you was done wrong.
And then the constant lies, like, bro, like, and then you try to discredit the red car and all this stuff here. Like, that what Mitch said. Mitch name out there now. So I just address him by Mitch because it's inside the police report. But I call Mitch John Doe. But for them to discredit John Mitch and say that he lying or he don't remember and all this stuff here, bro, his name is all throughout the paperwork. His name is all throughout the paperwork, and he gave his story, what happened, his recount, multiple times, phone numbers, everything. So how y'all sit up and tell the people that's a lie? And then I paid people. No, I mean the white lady might not be all the way on point, but she seen something. Maybe she off a little bit.
Mhm. Oh
Maybe she
yeah,
off a
yeah.
little bit. So I'm not gonna give her 100% accuracy. But John Doe is 100% accuracy. Or what? So because everything that he ever has stated was by black and white. Even when I posted his phone calls to the police department and his messages, they say I made them. Them was fake. I created them. I paid him. So for you to be putting your boots on the ground out here and really putting in work, like who would want to play with somebody deaf?
Right.
Who would want to play? Like who would really want to play? Like, and that's the
How
part
did
that
you
really,
feel about the
that's the
police
part
report?
that hurted me. That's the part that hurted me the most because, like, who in the world, what type of evil person would pay people for a narrative of somebody deaf? Like I don't think people understand that that's an evil person. Ain't nothing righteous about that. Ain't nothing righteous
Mm,
about that. And for people to believe that and people to push that narrative and for people
mm.
to keep it going, that's beyond slapping your face. And then when I told them to correct their lies and the stuff they wasn't being truthful about, hell, I posted the messages, the phone calls, his own audio from his own phone where he told people he laughed at that shit and told me I was crazy. He ain't had to tell his sister nothing. And they knew they was lying. They knew they were lying. They knew they were dragging the narrative. They knew certain things and they wasn't telling the people. Because if the people would have been knew all these things I've been trying to get them to pay attention to in the beginning, then their whole outlook would have been different. They would have been paying attention to different things.
Yeah, yeah. Because see, she came out swinging, you know, dragging Lulu, dragging Renee, you know, and I ain't gonna lie to you, Polo. I'm gonna be honest, straight up to you. You know, when she came out dragging Polo and dragging Renee, I did say some things about Renee, but you know, I asked God to forgive me and I took it back. You feel me? And I was against Lulu. I ain't gonna lie, because I felt sorry for her because her story touched in my heart.
But
You
she
know what I'm
not
saying?
100% innocent. Don't feel too much sorry because she not 100% innocent because it's a part she played in this too that she could have corrected. Know what I mean? And I,
Okay.
and I and I told people that fear is stronger than love. Fear is stronger than love. So she ain't all the way in the clear.
So we talking about Renee.
No, I'm talking about Lulu.
Lulu. Okay, got you. Okay. So do you think in your heart that Lulu really know what happened, but told Renee what she wanted her to know?
I believe Lulu know exactly what happened or whatsoever. Like because it's like this. If something happened a certain way, I could tell that same story a million times. I could say it a million times. One thing I will give her is that even in the paperwork, there's nothing in her phone that showed anything that made it seem like she was down with a cool to happen. So I mean, shit, on paper. On paper, there's nothing to incriminate that she's lying. There's nothing on paper. Just like with one of his phones, when it was pinged, it traced back to the hotel because that's where one of the phones was. So it ended up pinging the wrong phone, and they had to go ping the other phone. I mean, so it's like you can't see inside the car, and that's where the police come to a dead end at. That after
Right,
everything collected,
exactly,
you can't
Polo.
see inside the car. And I tell people, even when I got tips from my cars, you can't see inside that car, and that's the part where it becomes a blind spot. It's a blind spot. You can't see inside the car. You can't say he didn't jump out the car. And you really can't say he was pushed out the car because it's a blind spot. And no matter
Right.
what you pull, there's nothing that could contradict that because the police have checked them cameras. When they told the people that the police ain't do nothing, why they lie on the police? Remember, I told people, I said I
You
went
did.
down there to the police department and I iced them. Y'all know these people lying on y'all. Y'all must don't know these people lying on y'all because
So
they
the
say
whole
the
time,
police didn't do
Polo, the
nothing.
police was really doing their job, but they were saying the police wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, then you got Shanae Jackson who signed on bar, and it's crazy because, like, I don't even understand why in the world would you even participate in the flow games, unless you down with them. You know what I mean? And I'm not even shooting no shots. Like, bro, if you really paid attention what's going on, if you really were looking at these certain stuff, then there's no way that you will be defending these people like that. That it's impossible. And that's the part, and that's the problem I got with her because, like, if you read and you have seen everything I seen, there's no way you're doing what you're doing unless you paid. That's the only way. That's the only way that you doing what you doing if you paid. And they didn't pay the PI and they paid you or whatsoever, and that's why you going so hard. Because there's no way that you seen everything I seen or heard everything I heard, which I highly doubt you have, and you still acting the way you act. It's impossible. I wouldn't even put my name on the line like that. You know what I mean? If I knew that it was a bunch of BS going on, there's no way. There's no way I'll sit here and co-sign and tell the world, my followers, that this don't exist, this don't exist, this don't exist, and be openly lying. The
So,
only way you
Polo, let me ask you a question. When you told the family to be transparent, what was the response?
oh, oh, he was on the phone acting like he was okay. I'ma holler at her, but you ain't hear the phone. You ain't hear the other phone call after he got off the phone with me. That's the audio I posted when he was talking. When he was talking all his shit, talking about, oh shit, call me and tell me to tell my sister to watch what she say. So I was looking at this. He said something off the wall ass shit. I can't remember the profanity word he used or whatsoever. Then he was like I couldn't correct them. Like I ain't had no place to tell them to correct their lies. Know what I mean? And then because his whole focus was the insurance policy. And getting back what was he felt like was his. That was
Wow.
his main focus. His focus, bro.
You
His
know what?
focus
I
wasn't justice
said
for
that
Dro.
shit. I said that.
It was never just listen. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why you know it. One of his focus wasn't justice for Dro. Because every time he used to come on the live, he tell people to make postcards and send them to him. Not one time did he ever go live and advocate for his own son. Not one time. Know what I mean? Like you the man, this your child. Why is it female speaking for you? And I used to have these talks with him. But every time it came to me, be them being transparent and telling the truth. Like even when it came to the money, y'all put that out there. When
Somebody
it
in the
came
chat
to
said, Polo, do you know if someone said Polo was he fighting? I think he was fighting with Tasha's son. They actually was I guess drove fighting that day before his demise.
you say was he fighting the day before?
No, the day
Or
of. The day of.
I can't really put a
Yeah.
stamp on that. I can't openly put a stamp on that.
Right, because you really don't know. Well, the
Yeah,
only
but
one
some
will
but
know
this what
that
is
is
but
Lulu.
I'm gonna tell you this what I do want to say. This what I do want to say. His baby mama is foul. She's very foul. She's very greasy. Or whatsoever. And I swear to God, like it. After I found out the real truth, I wish I'd never told my followers to donate any penny to her, not one dime.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Because let me tell you something. Dro had already felt some type of way by her. She was taking Dro up through there. Dro was getting her $1,700 a week, and that still wasn't good enough. She was keeping his own kids from him. You know what I mean? Like the whole image she tried to portray, that whole image is false. Like if you go back to morning motivation with Dro co-parenting, why co-parenting gotta be so hard? He talking about her.
Yeah, I did watch a lot of them videos.
He
But you
he
know what?
talk
A
he
lot of my people I did talk to, and I was like, damn, I think like
he's speaking about her. And remember, I
yeah,
always
and you
told people, yeah,
yep,
go
you
ahead.
did say that.
Cause them the
Mm-hmm.
keys. If you want to know what's going on and who really was there and who to really pay attention to and who to watch in this whole case, all you had to do was go watch Morning Motivation with Joe. And because he talk about everybody. He talk about everybody in his Morning Motivations. You know what I
Yep.
mean? That's how you know that's how you know Jason was his main man, his real right hand man. Gabe wasn't his right hand man. It was Jason. Jason was his go-to guy. Everywhere you see him at trips and all that, you always seen Jason. You ain't see nobody else. So that's why I had originally brought Jason in the mix and told people that Jason knew more than what he's saying. And Jason did. I never say Jason killed Joe. I say he know more than what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
But when somebody tell you not to say something and I don't want you saying nothing, and you know, and if you feel like this person was close to that person, you gonna honor that. Regardless of what the bloggers say, how much you want to come to blog, because Jason did try to reach out several times. Jason wanted to come on the live and clear everything. I stopped Jason from coming on the live. I never brought him on.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. But I knew that and see I backed off the first time because I told my chat, I was like, y'all, I'm done with this case. I can't do it no more. Because my intuition was telling me it was dark secrets with that family. And they wasn't being transparent. They wasn't being honest. And this before I even got to know who you was, Polo. And then
Yeah.
I got to know who you was because Open Book was like, "Gee, you follow Polo?" And I'm like, "Nah, who that?" She was like, he the guy that's helping to cover the case." So I'm like, "Oh, okay, let me go over there and see about him." So I went over there and I started liking what you was doing. I started following you and everything. And then when I heard what happened to you, I was like, I felt just like Polo, like they was not being transparent with a lot of shit. They was lying. They
Yep,
was
and then,
hiding
yep,
shit.
yep, and then this how you play. I play chess. See, even with Cutwater or whatsoever, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm 240 pounds. I'm 6'1". If you think 2 cans of Cutwater gonna have me loose, you crazy or whatsoever. That don't work like that. But you gotta. This is a playing field, and you talking about alleged murder. Even in my comments, I'm paying attention to every comment, every statement. Because even when people think you're on the influence, they just be saying certain things
Yeah.
or whatsoever. So I pay attention to everything. And then when I get on that cut water, they be thinking I be drunk. You know, people be throwing little things out there, and people be throwing their little hidden clues out there. I be writing the comments, and then I go right to their page, and then I go time in because if you ever sat by, ask yourself why none of his homeboys ever advocate for his situation.
Mm.
Why none of his homeboys ever went live and spoke on Dro? Not one of them. Not one of them dedicated their hour. Man, I'm gonna talk about my homeboy, my brother, my cousin, man. We trying to find out what's going on with an advocate. You ever wonder why he was always the outsiders? He was always the bloggers. When people made it seem like the family, the one who got this big, they wasn't. It was the bloggers. It was the people on social media. We got
I
it
believe
big.
that. I
We
definitely
got
believe
we
that.
got to be. That's a lie. For them to say that, that's a lie because not one day you could pick one day that any one of them went live for 1 hour and spoke about the case and advocate like the bloggers do. Not one of them in 3 months.
Yep. And they were saying, it's sad that they're talking about the family. No. And this is about Dro. This is about Dro. But on the flip side, being about Dro, we can talk about what we see with the family that's not right.
Facts. Cause that's the same thing the police gonna do. That's the same thing a detective gonna do. That's the same thing they gonna do. When a murder happen, alleged murder happen, the first people they gonna look at is the family. They ain't looking for the outsider first. They gotta rule the family out first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then like, it's all for. Remember now, remember how they discredit the red card and everything. Well, guess
Yep.
what? John Doe. Well, Mitch, the white dude, and the nurse, all of them in the police report. So how you gonna discredit them and all their names inside the police report? All their names is being on the scene present. So how you remove all this stuff and to willfully lie to the people? And that's why I told people, I say, listen here, I ain't got no problem with nobody who could drop no receipts, because if she could read it to you, why can't she post it? Why
Yeah.
can't she post what she's saying then? Why is it every time it turn around is I'm paying for this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, but the people donated for a PI? What the PI doing?
Yeah, because the PI supposed to be doing all the footwork.
Okay. Okay. And it's not even shooting no shots. It's about being transparent, because I use my platform to tell people to donate. I feel some type of way. I'm supposed to, because it's like I misled people to donate their money, and there's no transparency behind it. Because if I would have made them, told them to only donate to a GoFundMe account, we wouldn't even be asking these questions, because you'll be obligated to provide that proof.
Right. Right. So everything mostly Polo was in that police report. Are you saying the family already knew half of this stuff already anyway?
The family knew a lot of stuff already. The family did. And the reason why I know the family did, because I went to the hotel. I went to Fairfield Inn myself, but I went to Fairfield Inn because Natalie knew about the hotel. We had already looked up the hotel. She had already found out what they checked in, who checked in, what happened, what the dispute was. We had already knew this. We had already knew these things. So that's why I was confused on why y'all telling people I'm lying. Like, I don't know this information. Now it's like I'm making these information up. How am I making this up? The Fairfield Suites, right in the police report. I made a video at Fairfield Suites. I ain't just make that up.
Right.
So
Right.
it's like certain things like that. Listen. That's just like the when they all met, the police in Gilchrist County, we were talking and the video came out. They knew exactly what they told the police. Hell, Gabe know what he told, what the phone call conversation was. All of them know what part they could did when they communicated with the police. So why y'all ain't tell the people that? Why y'all ain't come forward and just tell the people what y'all knew? But y'all created all these narratives and everything else. Natalie knows she had a conversation with Lulu.
Wow. But
Tasha knows
nothing
she
but the
had
truth
talked to
on
Lulu.
top of them videos.
Why everybody lying?
Mm, 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 mm.
Then when she tell y'all, she posted and say she talked to y'all, reached out to y'all, did communicate with y'all. Why y'all sit up there and say that, made it seem like nobody did communicate with y'all? Y'all just didn't like what was told to y'all. So therefore, y'all pushed all them different narrative stories into the community.
Mhm.
Because tell me this right here. They say she changed the story 3 times. How many stories on that black and white?
She ain't changed her story 3 times to me. Son, to me, she stuck with that same story.
Okay, so why the world thinking she changed the story 3 times?
Because
Because
if she
that's
changed
what
it
was
3 times, it'll be on that report. Everything she said every time.
because that's what was fed to us. That's
Facts.
why they pick and choose what they read. That's why they pick and choose, and they don't never show nothing. So I sat back and watched and allowed people to keep on line, keep on line. I allowed people to switch up, go against me, fall. I watched the world switch up. But I knew in the end, boy, listen here. Boy, when this shit hit the floor, all y'all gonna look like fools. You know what I mean? And one thing about it is you will never get that opportunity to come back and like play in my face again. I take that shit real serious. Because when I came on this, it wasn't about no money. It wasn't about none of that. But I can't stand behind nobody if you ain't gonna be transparent. And then it got to the point where they seen my subscribers. they started thinking about the subscriber portal. I made Tasha a moderator inside the chamber. Post whatever you want to post, speak about your nephew, all that. Not one time did she do it.
Wow.
Not one time did she speak about her nephew inside them chambers. Not one time. Not one time did she go live in them chambers. Not one time did she tell people, "Hey man, I'm gonna give y'all the background of what we got, what we know, or what happened, what I feel." Not one time you communicate about your nephew. You ain't doing nothing but sit right in them chambers and look at everybody else. I
Polo,
swear to
somebody in
God.
the chat told me to ask you. They said, can you ask Polo why did the lady in on your live last night say something about Dro in the hotel room?
The lady inside the live, lady in the live,
The
said
lady in the
something about.
live last night. Because I think the person
I
trying to
don't think I had nobody join the live last night.
was that
Oh,
no,
let me
that
see.
was that night before or last night? I can't remember,
Yeah,
Polo.
that I don't think that was last. I don't think that was
Well, I
last night.
think what I know with this girl, the person talking about, I think they trying to say, because I think I heard her say
But it
that.
was about the argument in the hotel room.
Yeah, she said something about tell the real truth what happened in that hotel room.
It was an argument inside the hotel room.
Okay, got you.
That's where he broke the Wi-Fi router. Yeah, it was an
Okay.
argument inside there, and but all that's documented. An argument happened there, and that's when he left from there, and they ended up going to to Papa John's. I mean, but they had already been arguing. They had been arguing shit since they left the damn cabin. So yeah,
It,
that
it's
what happened.
it's crazy because, like you said, Polo, we never would find the truth out what really happened to Joe. Because, like you said, they only seen the car door open. They never seen no one push him out. They never seen him jump out. They just seen the car door open. So that's not really telling. Did he jump out or did someone push him out? It's still not really telling nothing.
And it's not telling nothing. And then another thing is when people be talking about, oh, the car was full with stuff. Well, it depends on when they got the car, because the car ain't stay on the scene. The car ain't stay on the scene. So it just depends on when they got the car, when they looked in the car. The car left and then the car came back. So, and to say that, everything was inside the car was full, we know that they put everything in the bike. So, I kind of disagree with that part there, but you know,
So was the stuff really in the back seat?
well, that's where everything normally get piked. They normally pike everything in the bike of the car. I wouldn't necessarily say the bike seats,
Yeah, Polo,
but
you with me because I said the same thing. I said this
hey,
don't
come
look like
on
no
now,
back seat.
come on, man,
Yeah, I
come
said
on,
that
man.
too. I said this don't look like no back seat of no car, not a back seat where people sit
No,
in. Mm-mm.
no, and then you got to think about what type of Infiniti that is. That got a big bike. It ain't no little bike. When you let that trunk up, it got a nice size bike there. You can put some shit back there or
Yes.
whatsoever. So and then you got to think about the time frame when the car left and the car came back. So if somebody was in there, shit, I highly doubt they'll be in there when the car come back if they was in there. Because normally even the white lady say that normally she heard people laugh or whatever, laughing, maybe they were arguing. I mean, maybe she thought she heard it came from that car and came from somebody else. So I can't 100% say that she 100% accurate or whatsoever, but I will say that is true behind some of her statements because of her direction of how the car went and how she seen the car and when it made a U-turn and all that stuff there. And people like, can you make a U-turn? Let me clarify something. You could make a U-turn right there at that light. It wouldn't be legal, but a lot of black folks don't. We do illegal shit anyways. It would be a legal U-turn, so you would have to go down a little bit, down by the Wawa, and then make a legal turnaround.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, so
that's crazy. So what do you think from here, Polo? Do you think that they're gonna keep this going on
yep.
to try to keep this to try to see if they can get this case open or just let this just be bygones? And meaning because if like you said, and I agree with you, if they open this case back up, you got to come with evidence.
You gotta come with evidence. And I don't believe they gonna I'm gonna tell you something. I don't believe they gonna stop what they doing because right now they want engagement. If you go back and look at their pages, I had a page before Troll F me Polo, and I do this type of shit. On my other page, I used to hold court. Like we used to put people at trial. But it'd be like relationships, hood drama, different things. I used to expose people that was on people paperwork, all type of shit. I used to have people call from jail and prison and be on the live. And I used to always do stuff that like viral content. So, but right now with these certain people, they looking for engagement. If abusing, like that's why they try to trick me. They've been trying to get. They want to go back and forth with me on purpose because I got a lot of followers right now. So to go after the person who got followers and try to decredit him is to bring them to your page. You got her. They starting to promote their YouTube page and all that stuff there. So it's about engagement right now. Even with the mayor that she teamed up with, I I had a run in with him about 2 years ago where he tried to get me to come on his panel. His page dry as hell. Or what's your boy? If you get the right person come there, then you can bring traffic. And when you bring the followers over there, some of them might not leave, some of them might stay. So it's engagement tactics that they doing. So why not target the person who everybody paying attention to? But where they went wrong at, when you telling me I'm lying about so much stuff that the paperwork gonna show different on.
Right, cause that report, oh Lord.
And then, don't let me forget. Oh, they feel some type of way about that report being posted. Oh, and that footage being fully posted because they were telling people that, oh, I had to pay all this money to get all this paperwork, and they put me in front of all these 300 people, and they were talking about all this. But the thing is, what you're doing is dragging it. You're dragging it because you're not being truthful with the people and posting it and showing these. So you tell them a little bit, and then you wait, and then you got another update and a little bit, and then you wait. Well, I told them a little minute ago the bloggers been had a lot of this stuff.
Oh yeah, oh
The
yeah,
bloggers been had it. So
oh
why
yeah.
is you telling people that you gotta wait and all this stuff? You dragging on for engagement to make it sound good, to make it look good. But the reality, the bloggers, we been had it. We didn't have to wait all this time and for no 300 people and all that stuff there. And a lot of this stuff you don't have to pay for. That's a lie. You go down there to the courthouse, and majority of the time, and they gonna print a lot of that stuff up for free.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do charge you something, it probably be at 20 cents, 25 cents per paper or something like that. Ain't never gonna be nothing too major.
To be honest, I think that family was snakes. I think they have dark secrets. I think they got a lot of shit going on. They try to cover up a lot of stuff. They want a lot of stuff to come out to social media, and that's what I believe, and I always believed that. I always believed, even before I got to know who you was. I just
Uh,
felt like it wasn't right. It's a lot of stuff they didn't want out, but things have been coming out. And I just felt like her loud mouth used to get on my nerve. How she used to scream and yell, and then because in the beginning I was like, "Damn, is this Dro mother?" Because I mean, she was doing shit like she was the mother, like wanting to take over every damn thing. She want to do this, she want to do that, and all that stuff. And then when the lady Nikki came out and started saying stuff in the beginning of this shit, I even got upset with her at one point. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought she was lying on the family, but some things that she said to pan out, it was true.
and you're right. You're right. And then you gotta think about it. Like even with her, the auntie, bro. Have you ever paid attention that she ain't shared not one tear? You ever paid attention that her
Yep,
dad
I
ain't
paid
shed one
attention.
tear? These people don't cry. Even when his dad died, he ain't cry. You seen Joe crying. That's why his granddaddy left him everything. And didn't leave the kids with nothing. Except for his mama. Except for his
Really?
granddaddy mama. Yeah, because he told Joe the game. He told Joe everything he know. That's why it was so emotional to Joe when he lost his granddaddy or
Oh,
whatsoever. They
wow.
ain't he ain't sit around just leave Tyrone them and all that stuff there. Hell no, I can't. You know what I mean? Especially I don't feel like he gonna do what's right. So he groomed Joe, taught Joe everything, taught him what real love is. That's why I hit him so hard. If you notice that out of everybody out there, you know what I mean? The mama was crying, Joe was crying. Hell, them the only two that were crying.
Yeah, I seen you when you posted that.
Yeah, ain't nobody else was crying. You got Loudmouth over there laughing. He over there crying, but you laughing. And then the daddy behind him just looking tall and dumb. I'm just being real, like you just lost a parent. He just lost his granddaddy. Why him and the mama only one crying? Like it really hurt him. Like, know what I mean? Everybody else around just, and she over there just laughing. I
Wow.
mean, and then even when it came to be talking about, oh, they want justice for their nephew, do you really want justice, or y'all mad about the money? Or y'all feel like y'all was entitled to some of the things that the mama side
Yeah.
or they got? Because let's be honest, what have they actually did in 3 months to represent justice? And I'm not bashing nobody. I'm just keeping it real. Like if you look at all the stuff the world going under the hill, looking here and jumping around, it was because all the lies that were told in the beginning. And not one time, even to this day, they've been grown enough to correct it.
Mm-hmm.
To correct it. Even now, the paperwork is public record. Now. It's posted on my page, posted everywhere now. It's scattered around. Even to this day, you still ain't had them. You still ain't seen them come forward this morning and tell the truth about John Doe and how they lied about John Doe and discredit the couple and say that these people weren't there. These people ain't see what they seen. They still ain't came forward and did the right thing. And the truth out there.
And it's crazy, Polo, because if they discredit the witnesses
So,
that
all
tried
right,
to be there for them, do you
all right.
think these people that's really helping them, you think they really care? Because I even heard she talked about Nina.
Show enough did. Sure enough, did. I
I heard
can't
she
wait to go
even
through the
talked
rest of
about
these phone
Nina.
calls. I can't wait to go through the rest of these phone calls. She sure enough did.
Ooh, Polo, stop.
She sure enough did. She sure
Polo,
enough did. It's crazy
Polo,
because
you gonna
stuff
put
like
it on the
this.
floor? You gonna put it on the
What
floor?
what she went against, she went against Nina because they tried to get Nina to go against me. And Nina wouldn't do it. So now Nina out.
And that's what I'm saying, Polo. So
Yep.
these people that's really riding for them, if y'all think that they won't go against y'all, if y'all make one little mistake, they'll ride y'all at pussy ass.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part about it is, see, but I had already got a phone call for somebody from Broward. See, Loudmouth was running her mouth. And when they were talking about the money and all that, Loudmouth told them people that she don't give a fuck. They don't know them. They from Broward. They don't know, these people don't know them. Or what, so when it came to people asking about the money, that's why I came to live and told people start being transparent and ice y'all and tell them people to show y'all the paperwork and show y'all the invoice, show y'all something that they got the PI. You know what I mean? See, that's the thing about it is everybody in Broward don't like them. That's the part they don't miss. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people in Broward don't like what they doing. All that talking about Broward strong. Broward ain't, man. Some people in Broward that got a mind of their own and think for themselves. They don't agree with what they got going on. You may got some people fooled and might be going along, but it's people from Broward that's really in the streets that talk to Polo. You know what I mean? Like talk to Polo. I ain't gonna sit here and say the whole David family hate Polo because I be telling a lie. It's on a handful of them. The rest of them, they're against it. I ain't gonna say no names, but they damn so against what they got going on.
Wow.
Come on, like when people start seeing certain things, people only gonna let so much shit slide. And they're gonna be like, man, this man be going hard, man. I don't like how they did that, man. I'm gonna go ahead and you know what I'm gonna do? I ain't supposed to get in this shit, but I'm gonna put them up on game. Because a lot of people ain't like that shit. You may got people that baby fool, but like, oh, yeah, man, Polo going to get the family. So they outside looking in. They just came on page. They just came on board. They don't know what they talking about. But for the people that been around and the people that from Broward that been following and been tuned in, like some of the people feel some type of way. Real deal.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
they real deal. And if they think that they ain't put Polo up on game, shit, they done gone crazy.
And I think
They done
Tanika
gone
was
crazy. And
doing a
that's
good
why I
job
tell you that.
too.
And that's why I told people, man, and that's why I made this statement. And you go take this statement to the bank, and I stand on this statement that in order to get justice, as people claim they won't, you must be willing to make a sacrifice. If you ain't willing to make that sacrifice to give something to get something, then you might as well go ahead and hang it up.
Yeah,
Stop
just
the
let it
shit.
go. Just
Stop the
let it go.
charades. Stop the charades. Is rest in peace, long live, and let it be that. Because let's be honest, how many people actually gonna take a bullet just to give somebody some justice? Or how many people gonna allow one of their people to go in just to give somebody else justice? Know what I mean?
That's
Joe
fact.
already, Joe already grown. So why I gotta sacrifice my people just to give you some answers? It is what it is, and it's crazy, but that's how people think because the main people who know what happened and know what's going on, it be friends, family, and people that's close to you. And they'll sit right in the people's face, mama and daddy, and be smiling. Whole time, they know exactly what happened.
I said that one day on my live polo. Them snakes be right next to you, eating at the table with your motherfucking ass.
Okay, all right.
Huh.
All right, and that's why I tell people ask me, oh, why you don't never do nothing? Why you don't go off your city? Cause the homeboy responsible for half the people dead in my city. That's why I ask the homeboys. You want to know the answer? That's your biggest clue. I ask the homeboys. These people ain't randomly die. Strangers ain't killing these people. Envy, jealousy, and hatred because how people living and how people came up. That's what got them people killed. It was the people around them that were smiling, going to the club with them, going running down on females with them. Whole time, they had envy and jealousy in their heart, and they were waiting and plotting till they carry out their mission. And then them the same people at the repast, at the funeral, at the viewing, right there beside your mama, crying
Ooh,
like they
yes.
don't know what's going on. Whole time, they the ones responsible. They know what
Yep.
happened.
Absolutely, Polo. You said
It
a
wasn't.
mouthful.
It wasn't no stranger. A stranger ain't do it. Stranger ain't got no problem with him. It's the people that's around him that can't respect the fight that they put in work to get where they at. Can't respect the fight that they put blood, sweat, and tears to come up. Can't respect the fight that ain't none was gave to them. They got the mud. But being the fight, they ain't got it. They despise him. And they don't give a damn if it take get rid of him just to get some relief. Well, they ain't gotta see him no more.
Facts. That hey, Polo, that's that jealousy shit right there.
Boy, I'm telling you.
That
Telling
jealousy
you.
is a motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm talking about it's sad. How many mamas and fathers around here crying and kids growing up without their loved ones whole time? It be the same one that grew up around. And you wonder why, and you know it because guess what? Why the kids need a GoFundMe account? Why they gotta accept money for strangers? Ain't that what the homeboys for that for? Ain't them the dog? Cause when he was alive, he made sure you was straight. So why you can't make sure his kids straight? Why can't you make sure this straight? Cause even when he gone, that's still your dog.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they just, I mean, listen, Polo, if I was them, I would just let that boy rest in peace and let this go. Because what are y'all actually looking for? What are y'all actually looking for? Okay, we know you don't like Lulu. We clearly know that. So I think what they really want, what their intentions is, they want Low Lulu in jail. That's what they want.
That's what they want. Bad. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Lulu may be guilty of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Lulu may be flawed. Lulu may have did some creep shit. Lulu may have left him on the side of the road. Lulu may have not turned back and go checked on him. But one thing I can say is that Lulu, if Joe was murdered, Lulu didn't commit that crime by herself. Lulu don't have it in her to do it herself.
Thank
I
you,
don't
Polo.
believe, I don't see it of her doing it herself. I can't go for that.
Polo.
I can't go for
I
that.
never had a conversation with you, but I kept telling my panel that I said, y'all, I'm telling y'all, if somebody played a part in this, this was not just no woman doing this shit, y'all. This was some men involved or a man involved.
What
There's
is
no
them?
way Lulu can pull that shit off by herself. I said that.
Yeah, it's impossible. It's impossible for her to have did it by herself. And the crazy part about it is, every last one of them got a reason to hate Lulu. And I'm gonna give you a breakdown. The baby mama don't like Lulu because Joe left her for Lulu or
Fact.
whatsoever. And the auntie don't like Lulu because when Lulu came around, she felt like Lulu pulled him away from the family or whatsoever. The dad don't like Lulu because in the essence of, you can't really get too much out of Joe because he got a girlfriend. Or what? So the friends don't like Lulu because some of our kids, when she came around, They don't get no attention. They don't get the same type of love or get what you ever hear what they say, he always looked out for us. I always gave stuff. But when y'all ever gave something to him? So
Mm-hmm.
all of them got a reason to hate Lulu. Cause when Lulu came about, a lot of stuff they were getting, attention, money, come up, whatever it is they were getting, they no longer were getting that same type of energy
Right. They
because Lulu
stopped.
was absorbing all that. That's
Right.
his girlfriend. That's what's supposed to happen.
Yep.
Family is supposed to get cut off some. Friend supposed to get cut off some. I can't hang with y'all. I got a girlfriend. That's what you supposed to do. But people feel some type of way about it. That's
And
why
you
everybody
know what?
scream
He did a
they
speech
hate
on
Lulu.
that. He did a speech on one of his morning lives, speaking on that same conversation you just had. When you got a girlfriend, that's your family. You know what I'm saying? And family started disliking you, don't want to talk to you. He did a motivational speak on the same thing you just said. And I knew then he was talking about that family.
Better believe it. Better believe it. A lot of them. And it's sad because like a man shouldn't have to feel like, and the only reason why Lulu, I'm gonna tell you something why he embraced Lulu so much. Because Lulu gave him the attention that he wanted. It may not be righteous. He sometimes she might not want to, but she gave him that affection, that attention that he deeply wanted from other people. He might want that same attention from his homeboy. Don't jump and just listen to me, let me vent. Or was it she was a person that he could vent to? She gonna listen.
I
He
said
could
that
come
too, Polo.
to, she gonna listen. Whatever
I
he
said
had on
that
his
too.
mind, she gonna listen.
I said that boy was going through a lot. And when he met Lulu, they started talking, pillow talking, whatever. He fell in love with her, and it was over because he probably felt like, I can't talk to my family like this. My family won't listen to me. Maybe my friends not listening to me. So when he met Lulu, it was a wrap.
Yeah, and then just as much like even in the beginning, like when I had people like, oh man, he ain't mess with his mama like that. To be honest with like in the beginning, I'm listening to it, and then like damn, she show up. You know what I mean? She left his side, this and that. So that was being fed to you. So
Mm-hmm.
then I say, man, let me look into this a little deeper because it's too much energy being pushed on the
Yeah.
mama,
Oh,
the
Polo, your
mama,
mind
the
was like
mama, the mama.
mine.
So I'm like, man, let me start digging in this. And then what really made me dig real deep into them is when they asked me to go to Gainesville to sit in for them. And instead of y'all telling them people that, hey man, make it a poll, man, we at poll and on what's called to go down there to be there for us, you know what I mean? Cause we couldn't go. Instead, y'all made it seem like to ring them people that y'all didn't ask me to go. Made it seem like I was trolling his mama. Whole time, y'all called me. I was way in 2 cities over. Remember, I told people I was doing about 120 on the dash.
So Polo, was you the person the mother went off of that
I'm the
in that
person.
meeting?
I'm the person. I'm the person that was in the city hall
Oh
meeting.
shit.
And the crazy part about it, and that's when I knew I couldn't trust them. See, no people don't understand why I did what I did and started digging into them and really started investigating their lies. And that was one of the biggest ones because y'all called me and y'all asked me to go there. Why would I just pop up in the city hall? Why would I just pop up at the meeting? That's why me, Mom Black, and Lay, we all went there because of them. They claimed that
So they
bring
asked
them,
you to go, and then they
yeah,
turned around and act like
yes,
you. Oh wow.
yeah, they claim like reading them left them out. Ain't nobody tell them they can't get there, and they already there, and they wrong, and that's fine. That's what they came to the internet doing. So when they reached out to us, we know we already in this area. So when my black was there, letting them they inside that city. So when Tyrone ended up calling me, I said, all right, man, I push up down there, I go sit in or whatsoever. And that's why I ended up going to Gainesville. I ain't go there, Troy. That's why when she went off and said what she said or whatsoever, I ain't say nothing back. Because that's not what I was there for. I wasn't there to troll you, but they ain't keep it P and they ain't keep it real and told them people, like, you know what, we asked P to go. We asked all of them to go and place us. So when they were,
So let
when
me
some of
ask
the
you a
family,
question: why they didn't go? Why they didn't go there?
cause let them tell it is by the time they found out the time frame it would took for them to get there, they wasn't gonna make it. But that wasn't true because it took 4.5 hours to get from Broward to there, maybe 5. But the time frame when they called me, and the time frame when the meeting started back at 1:30, they could have made it. Hey, they could have made it. But
Wow.
did they come? No, they ain't come. So we went for them.
And then they kicked your back in.
I'm trying to tell you. They ain't tell the truth about none of that. None of that. Had people thinking I'm trolling the mama. I'm just going behind the mama. I ain't let her grieve. I'm doing all this and doing that whole time. I really ain't.
That's fucked
I
up.
really ain't.
So why? Let me ask you a question, Polo. When the police department called Dro Daddy to come down there, right?
Yep.
And he never went.
Nope, he never went. That was
Did
three
he have a
times.
reason why he didn't go?
Oh, he told what time he told the detective that he got hollered at his team, his people, and they got to get together and they gonna come. Well, he never came.
So did he think that made this look good? No, it didn't.
Well, a lot of stuff that make it look good. One thing about the police is the police know people who want justice for their child or who really are trying to get answers by your movement, by your ISIS. If you think that you can outsmart the police, you crazy. They may be slow sometimes and do some dumb
Yeah.
shit. But one thing when you allege a murder, oh, they on high alert. They paying attention to everybody movement. Everybody movement. And they movement alone and show that they wanted justice or they wanted answers. Because not none of the family ever went down there until they just went down there one time with Sinead to go down there to this briefing they claim they had.
Because if that was my child, I don't give a damn about no team. I'm going by myself.
Okay.
And if I gotta
Okay.
put my team on speakerphone while I'm down there, just in case I leave something out, y'all can help me. We can do it like that. But I'm going down there by my damn self because this is my child. That's period. And I didn't understand that. I really just didn't understand that. And then, I got upset. I said, you know what? Let me leave this alone because when she did that shit, the CC2 told people she ain't no CC, and CC asked her to come back out here and clear it up. She ain't even want to come back out here and clear that shit up.
Who didn't want to clean it up?
Tasha.
Of course she didn't. Of course she didn't. She'll never want to clean nothing up. She never want to clean nothing up. She ain't cleaned up nothing, not one lie she told she haven't cleaned up yet. But guess what? But when she wanted people to correct the narrative, when certain things were being said for her, we corrected it. I thought she was telling the truth. Like when I gave that breakdown a couple months ago on timeline when he was pronounced dead, I told the world, I say, well, I know y'all seen that she was down here where Tasha couldn't make it down here because she had to wait on her son to get out work in order for her to come up there because he had the car. Man, that was a whole goddamn lie.
Oh my God, Polo.
So
What was
back then, I had made a post on my Facebook page. When I go to work, Tasha, I got some shit to say. I ain't sparing shit. That's what I was talking about. I was talking about the lies that Tasha told me that I found out was lies. And I said, man, I ain't sparing shit. I supposed to expose that shit then. But that's when I called the daddy. And that's what that daddy talking about. That's what that mean the brother. That's what Tyrone talking about on that audio message when I called him about certain lies that his sister told. But he playing off like, oh, okay, I'ma holler at him just for him to get off the phone, call somebody else, and tell them what I said, and telling them that they ain't got correct shit. I ain't even check my sister about none of that shit there and all the other shit here. And then he speak on the insurance policy.
so? So do you think they really? What was the grandmother name on that policy? Like they said it was?
Well, if her name was on the policy, then you think that what you think? Lulu took her name off by herself?
Hell no.
Come on, man. If he the policy holder, what you saying? Lulu Ford drove signature? That's a crime.
Absolutely.
Just like you saying that Lulu stole the money out of the bank account and connected to an account with him and his auntie. If that's true, that's a crime. Why she didn't go to jail? She
That's
can't
what
go
I
to
said
jail.
too, Polo. I'm like, well, damn, if she did all that, why they didn't get this girl locked up? But listen, Polo, because now I did come on my live and I said this because at the time I was still rocking on Tasha's side. Tasha came live and she said I forgot, was it the auntie name on the policy or some shit that she had already went downtown and she took care of it with the court and all of that. Come to find out, that was a lie.
Sure, sure. Hey, listen here. Tasha is a compulsive liar
Yeah, she's a narcissist.
or whatsoever, and then she'll sit there. Listen here. She be thinking what she be doing so cute, right? And it be so funny because I'm like, how did fake ass Christy go sit up here and just lie to people and think people ain't on game? See, that what happen when people be thinking they from certain places and they think they smarter than the rest of the world. And the whole time, when you tell one lie, you gotta tell again. But when they go wrong at, they tell lies on social media. Like people ain't got screenshots and screen records of them lying.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatsoever. No, and it's like, oh, and that's why I told people, I say, man, if that auntie was on that account, like they claim, and that account was open. Let me say this, open. Because from my understanding, that account was closed. He had been closed it, been moved the money out there when he found out that she was stealing from him. She had been closed it already. She had just
Wow.
found out it was closed when they went up there. So they felt like it just happened. No, that shit been happened.
So she found out when Dro passed away, but when
Cause
Dro
that's
was
when they ran
living,
to the bank. That's when they ran to the bank. What you
oh
running to the
my
bank
God.
for? What you running to the bank for? He just died. What you running to the bank for? That should have never. You should never went to the bank. Why y'all thought? Why y'all focus was on the money? Because if my nephew just died, why am I trying to run to the bank and find out what's going on in the bank account? I need to be finding out what's going on with him. And then Tasha lied, my fan. You so worried about what happened with the money. Well, you ain't even come to Gainesville when he was on his deathbed. Not one time, not 1 hour, not 1 second or a minute.
So Polo, who was at the hospital? Who was there? Lulu and Renee. Those were the only two that was at the hospital.
No, the daddy ended up coming up there. Natty ended up coming up there. Karen, Jason came up there. Rena came up there. The sister or the cousin, one of them came up there. Um, um, and see, two more people come up there. Then one of them allegedly, no mean the son probably came up there. And then another one of his homeboys, Joe homeboys that stay somewhere in Gainesville, that came up there. Probably been up there. Them both have been the original one up there first before Rena and them got up there. And Jason them got up there. Jason rolled with Rena and I think the niece or cousin, one of them. They rolled up there. Jason came up there one time, the first time. The second time, Rena came back up there. Jason went with them.
Somebody said, Polo, is it true that they went to Dro's house and was taking things from there?
Now that part, I don't. That part, I can't give you an answer on. I can't answer that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you never know. You never know what people, man. When people know you done demise, man. Shit,
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
steal the money out your pocket.
Yes, they will.
I mean, their favorite line is, "You ain't gonna need it."
They'll take your credit cards if you got
I'm
them.
trying to tell you, cause
Cash.
they know they got a time. See, one thing about when you die, it's the time frame you got to pull money, withdraw money, all that stuff up. Because into that death certificate issue, you can use everything that dead person got because it's not on record that they officially dead yet,
Exactly.
and it's not a
Exactly.
crime. It's not a crime either because the death certificate haven't been issued.
Yes, and I have covered cases like that too, Polo. So
Yeah.
you are absolutely right.
Of course, yeah. And to that death certificate issue, you can still receive benefits for that person, food stamps and everything.
That's right.
It only becomes illegal once that death certificate is issued.
Hey, Polo, I'm so glad you said something about the food stamps. Polo, let me just ask you this.
Oh yeah, the baby mama put Joe on food stamps while he was driving truck. Showing up
Polo,
then.
please tell us
That's
what
another
happened.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
So, Polo, she went down to the food stamp board and used
And
put
use the man information knowing he drive trucks, falsified document to get food stamps in the man name. She showing up did. She
you know,
showing up
Polo, that
did.
man could have went to jail for that.
Yeah, she could have. Yeah, she could have. Yeah. Falsified documents and got food stamps in the man's name.
Lord, hammer. She
Knowing he
right.
drive trucks.
Damn.
And just to clear some up, Joe never owned that truck or what, so that truck was through the bank. You know what I mean? All them shit leased. or whatsoever. He
I
never
kind of
owned.
figured that. I
He
kind
never
of
owned
figured
that.
he leased that truck through the bank because a lot of truck drivers do that. They lease them trucks through the bank while they're driving for a company.
Yep,
Yes.
that's what he was. He working for a company, even a Maserati truck. I mean that they got payments on it too.
So the
So when
truck
people
has,
talking about he own that, he don't own that car either.
yeah, I kind of figured that. I kind of figured that because my son drive trucks and my daughter kid's father. And I kind of figured that, but I didn't want to put it out here because I wasn't really sure. But now you confirmed it. I believe that. Yes. Wow. Because they did say that he did own that truck. So it doesn't matter who got the truck. The truck had to go back anyway because it wasn't his truck.
Yeah, yeah, but the truck haven't went back. His mama making the payments on that truck.
Oh, mama gonna keep. Okay, good for her.
Yeah, she making payments on it.
Good for
I
her.
mean, oh yeah, that's another thing they were mad about. They wanted Jason to bring them the Maserati truck. They wanted Jason to bring the fallout with Jason took place a little bit more when they knew Jason had certain possessions of droves on. That's it right hand man. Certain possessions of everything. So when I guess Jason didn't bring nothing to them and gave everything to the mama, they felt some type of way. Now they blocking Jason. Don't want to talk to Jason. Nobody want to communicate to Jason because they feel like Jason supposed to brought Joe belongings to them.
Why? They're just the aunties and all of that. But Renee is his mother.
Yeah, Tyrone not even on the birth certificate.
Wait, Tyrone, what?
He not on the birth certificate.
Oh, so if they want to resume that body, then he couldn't even have a part of that anyway.
That's why he ain't got no voice now.
Oh, okay. Got
Yeah,
you.
in order to, and I told people that on my live, and I made a post about that inside my chamber. The only person that could bring that body out the ground is his mama.
That's
That's
right.
it.
That's it.
Nobody else hold that power but his mama.
That's it. If he wasn't on that birth certificate, it's over.
Man, the man was paying child support. He wasn't even paying child support, and his daddy had to come pay the child support sometimes. To get him out of jail, he had purging for child support. I all love public records.
Damn,
He
Polo.
wouldn't. I'm gonna tell you something. He wouldn't even claim Georgia at the beginning because from my if I'm not mistaken, he was married at the time, and Rena was the side female he was dealing with when he got her pregnant. He was denying who Joe was because he was married at the time. He wouldn't even claim Joe. So while they try to throw all that dirt
Really?
on Rena, they'll throw all that dirt on the mama, talking about what she did or where's hell, what he did. He wasn't even claiming him.
Are you serious, Polo?
Oh yeah, I'm dead serious.
But they wanted to throw this lady under the bus like
Yeah,
that.
that what
She
it
wasn't
was.
claiming his child.
Yep, it was a smear campaign.
That's what it was. And that's what I told my chat. I said, y'all, I look back on it. They wanted to smear campaign that mama and Lulu like a dog, especially the mama. They even
Yep.
said that the mama never raised him. Tasha said the mama never raised him, and that Tasha took the mama, took Dro over there and dropped Dro off. See, that's how I thought that Dro was close to the family, and the grandmother and Dro father raised him because of what Tasha said.
He always had love for his mama. I was thinking that too, but then I had to sit back and realize, look at today's world and look at how things was back then. It don't one person don't raise kids. It take a village. Sometimes it take a village when you have kids young. I mean, you still want to experience life and still want to go about life and doing certain things. Just because you had a child don't mean your life stop. So sometimes if I can't tote everything the burden, okay, well, I'm gonna need y'all to help me raise him or whatsoever, or attend to him or whatsoever. That don't mean she gave her child up. She never give her rights up. She never lose her rights. You know what I mean? But how I would project it and fed to the world, you would think she just dropped them off at the doorstep and turned around and kept going.
That's what I thought. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
that's how they fed it to the world. That's how they painted a lot of things to the world. Cause they knew the response they won't get. See, some of these people real good at their wordplay and they can just throw shit out there because they know how people gonna take it. The world already had got involved. So when you throw all the evil, corruptible ass shit these people doing, then people gravitate to it. Look how much hate was built up toward one person. And I told people, stop focusing on one person. Untie yourself from being emotionally involved because you won't be able to think clearly. Y'all focus on one person. When people stop focus on one person, start paying attention to everything else, boy, that's when they came in and told, oh, that don't exist, that ain't there, and that ain't true, and this ain't there. Whole time where everybody was focused on Lulu, everything, the car and everything else was a part of the picture. It didn't get removed until people stopped just focusing on Lulu.
And that's why I tell my chat, I was like, y'all, we gotta be open-minded. Because if it comes out to play that Lulu was there, she do know what happened,
I say, look like my mama.
and she really didn't do nothing, how would y'all feel? Because I had to sit back and just start analyzing everything for what it really was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why, because and I tell people all, but this is another thing too though. This the part that people didn't realize. People got to think about this right here. That Lulu didn't commit a crime. See, people don't understand how the court system works. You can say, hey, Polo killed this dude, Polo killed. I say, man, shit, I ain't all shit. I ain't did nothing. Yeah, Polo killed that person. Yeah. You saying Polo killed that person. You ain't saying I killed that person. Know what I mean? So everything dealing with the system is wordplay. Know what I mean? Because Lulu could be anybody. You attach that name to her. That don't mean that she gotta accept that name. Know what I mean? Everything is a psychological game. Even to the court system. Know what I mean? So easy for people, for a girl to say, man, I don't know who the fuck that is. That was another girl he fucked with. I don't know who that is. We just got the same names. Same name, but that's not her real name. That's why when I dress sometimes I try to use the real name or
Right,
whatsoever, because that's who you alleging did it. A real person. You know what I
right.
mean? Not an alias, not a nickname. But even then, when I was breaking it down, I not necessarily used to say that, oh, she killed that person, she killed him, because when you put that on people and you drag it, people don't have to say nothing. What you're committing defamation of character because you're saying they killed somebody. And the reason why I told what look now Lulu will be smart is she goes sue all their fuck ass. Because the simple fact is y'all made the world hate one person because y'all say she killed him, hit him in the back of his head. Y'all made allegations against her name that y'all can't prove. And that's why I told people transparency is very valuable and it's very needed because when you allege these things and you say this person did this, what you have did was commit a crime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You committed a crime because you saying she did this with no evidence, no proof. And now that the police report out and now all this stuff out, everything people say she did ain't nowhere in that report.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nowhere in that report. That's why it's always good to say allegedly or this and that. But she no none of that shit they say she did in there. They say she got multiple blunt force trauma. Tasha came up and say he was hit in the back of his head multiple times, one blunt force trauma in the back of his head. Well, the report don't even say that. It say multiple blunt force injuries, but it's not to the back of the head. He had blunt force trauma to the front of his head too, on his forehead.
And she also said that he didn't have no scars on his body, but the thing
Exactly, and that's why people ran with it's impossible for him to have jumped out of the car or came out the car because there wasn't no Mars there. I know it wasn't none there. They say it wasn't none there. Lulu so evil. She wrong. She killed that man because he ain't jump out the car because he ain't got no scratching no nothing when his whole body was scarred up. And you know how in this why you put a dent on their lives because they seen his body. They seen his body. So how y'all don't know about these bruises and marks on his body? But not one time did they tell the truth. When they was at the hospital, Natalie was, Tyrone was,
mm.
Showing was.
Somebody said, what about the person who says he was thrown out the car? So that's not true. We can't verify that.
You say throw out the car, and I think I had already stated that already. Or what so a person may feel he will push out the car. And they may even think that he will push out the car. But if you ain't physically see it, then you speaking on your opinion. Or whatsoever, because even with the white lady, she said, I feel like he was pushed out the car. I feel like it was set up. I feel like normally he got pushed out that car. that's only how you feel, and that's why a certain part that she said in certain part of her interview, her statement, I withheld because I wanted to wait until certain things drop. And we got certain people paperwork, the medical examiner, the police report, certain things to make sure to see what she's saying, do it in line with what the paperwork said. Because if it don't, then she just speaking her opinion on how she feel. It's not
Right.
accurate.
Okay, and somebody else said it was. Wait. It was how they said it. She didn't follow the ambulance to the hospital, but it was state in more and then one report that she did follow them.
Yeah, everything is based on how it was said. You know what I mean? Everything, a lot of shit that we were running with was based on how it was said.
That's true.
And that's why I told people, all these people saying this, show the paperwork. Show the paperwork. That's why when we were talking about the money in the beginning, I stopped talking about the money. When I realized that they couldn't confirm that and I couldn't get no transparency on that, I told people we're gonna talk about that later. Because it's pointless to keep talking about something that I can't prove. Now the world gonna feel like, oh man, you told her about $250,000, like you seen 200. Man, I ain't seen shit. I ain't seen shit. That's what they told. They even told the police that. They even told the police that. You see it in the paperwork. They said $250,000. And then they had a nerve to have Shanae go on live and tell people the money was returned. So $250,000 got returned to that account. Man,
I
stop
don't
it.
believe
That,
that.
that
No.
account closed. Ain't no money being returned back to that account.
And who gonna return the money so fast? If the bank was
Man,
gonna
come
do an
on, man.
investigation, they wouldn't return no money that fast. An
Man,
investigation
come
take a
on,
little
man.
while.
And we talking about $250,000.
Dollars. Facts.
Man, come on, man.
Facts. That man. Polo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm glad you felt bad. God do things for a reason. He don't make no mistakes. God wanted you to see a lot. And you as you was going, you was taking notes, and that's why sometimes it's good to you can still be there for a person, but take them notes as you going along, because you're gonna
Maybe
start.
this is maybe this is justice. Maybe this is justice. Maybe this what my purpose was. My purpose was to expose the same thing that Joe was already talking about in his morning motivation. Maybe
Mhm.
that was my purpose. He was already talking about it. Maybe it was. It wasn't no random switch up. Everything that happened, it was documented. Everything that happened, these people did. I was already writing down, making notes. Reason why? Because I knew one day these people gonna play. And that day came when I told them people it's time to be transparent about these lies that y'all told. If you want to keep your supporters and followers, you gotta keep it real with them. They gonna understand that you still find out information. You might have overspoke with your emotion, but you gotta correct that. Not one time they corrected it.
And guess what, Polo? When this is all said and done, them supporters gonna be gone.
Yeah. Yeah, some of them probably even now. Let me tell you something. I didn't care about my supporters switching up or people leaving. I wanted people to leave. I wanted people to switch up because one thing the world showed me is that people could tell you anything without any proof, any evidence. And if that's the type of world y'all live in, I don't need y'all follow me anyways. Cause bitch, hold me accountable. Tell me
Facts.
to show y'all something.
Facts,
Because
Polo.
guess what?
Polo,
Y'all,
what's your sign?
man, shit, man, I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, damn, me too.
Yeah. I listen here. Listen here, cause I feel like this right here. Y'all follow me. Y'all took y'all time. Hours, hours, hours. We were up days and nights.
Damn.
Days and nights.
I'm
So
like you too. Hold me accountable. Like, and I don't like putting out false shit if it ain't right. I just don't like, and I don't cover a lot of stories. So I tell people we speculate because we don't know, what happened. We was not there. We're speculating. We're trying to figure out what happened, what we think could have happened, what we think could have been said, who we think was there. We was not there. And I told my people too. The Davis family wasn't there. So what the fuck you think they're doing? They're speculating just like we are
see,
because they
but
was
yeah,
not there.
yeah. But in the difference between a lot of people was see when I was finding out certain things, and even when certain things were coming in. I'm the one that was putting the boots on the ground. They were waiting a lot of
Yeah.
days. So when certain things had to be checked out, I was the one going to go check them out. When we found out about the hotel, Natalie didn't find out about the hotel, I'm the one who pulled up to the hotel. When we found out about certain things about Papa John, I'm the one going to Papa John. It wasn't none of them. So I knew more of them anyways. Because they never stepped foot in Gainesville until now. They never talked no homeless people. They never talked to nobody. Hell, that was the first protest they did, even though it was, Lord, that was the first protest they did in 3 months.
Polo, you be like me. You be wanting to say stuff, and I be like, Lord Jesus, I'm not even gonna say
Yeah,
it like that. Let me not.
yeah,
Oh
like,
my God.
come on, let's be real. Like the bloggers, the internet, bro. We went to hard, like, bro. Let me tell you something, man. I probably bring in probably 5 million viewers a week or whatsoever, man. And we have put in work, bringing awareness, man. Like, bro, and you think if people thought for 1 second I gonna let that shit slide and let them tell them lies and I was just gonna disappear? Oh, it's bullshit. Shit, I made a
I'm
vow.
gonna say you shitting me.
Shit me. I wasn't gonna stop until I put everything on the floor. Every brick I help you build, I'm gonna tear it down.
Oh, Polo, you something else.
Amen.
Oh
But it's
my.
only right though because so many people came because they would listen to me. They listen to you. They listen to Gigi. They listen to other people. But the people that came because they would listen to me, I owe them that. I can't lead them in that water. Everything they believe and then follow me and listen to me. They stayed up with me. I can't leave them in that water. I'm gonna throw the life jacket. I'm gonna go get them too. And I'm gonna put that shit on the floor so they know why I'm coming to get them.
Somebody said, do you think when the police asked the man who said dude jumped out the car was laying in the road, he held back because he didn't want to get involved?
I just what man? What man? What man they talking about?
Is y'all talking about the guy was in the black car? What man are you talking about?
Yeah, what minute talking about? Commish was the first person that showed up on the scene.
I think
Oh
that's
yeah. Oh yeah, the cabin man, the property owner of the cabin, he don't want nothing to do with the David family. And when I had went back there, he don't like them. He don't like how they conduct themselves and operate. He don't
I said
he
that.
didn't have no word to communicate with them and he didn't want them back on his property.
I said that in my live one day. I said, I think that man did not want them back because the way they came and approached
Yep,
that cabin, they was
yep,
ghetto, they was
yep,
loud, and he did not want them back on his premises. I said
yep,
that.
yep. He didn't want them back on the premises and he ain't got no rap for them.
That's a
No rap.
shame.
Yeah, they came to all ghetto.
Nah, sometime in your life you have to be professional when it comes to certain situations. And when it comes to a situation like this, you got to be respectable and you got to hold up your professionalism, especially if you want things to go right in your way. Even if you got to kiss ass at that point because you know what you're trying to get and right now you're trying to get answers to what happened. But you think you're going to get answers to what happened when you being ghetto? That's not going to happen.
That's how they felt. That's how they felt. They feel like the people owed them something.
No. Nah, you can't feel like that.
Yep.
Wow.
That what they used all us. Used all us, know what I mean, to push their narrative.
Who was the homeless man? They said the homeless man. Who was the homeless man? Was the homeless man out there,
That was
Polo?
I think that was RT RT
RJ. They said
RJ.
RJ.
RJ. I think that was RJ. RJ, that's who the white lady was talking about too. RJ sleep out there. He sleep in the field. He sleep right behind Circle K out there in the grass field.
So did he see anything?
RJ named in the report. I think RJ gave a statement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think RJ name is inside the report. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. I do. I think his name is inside that report.
Yeah, they say in the chat that his name was in the report.
Okay. There you have it. Just
Wow.
like that. But they discredit him too. They say he don't exist either.
Really?
Yeah, they say they try to discredit all the witnesses. Everybody, every last one of them. They try to discredit. Sinead did. Let me clarify.
So everybody lying.
Everybody lying but them. Everybody lying but them. If it ain't come for them, everybody lying. But these people been here from day one.
Mm, 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 mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why
All
sometimes it ain't good to. Sometimes you want to help people, and sometimes you don't know because this is the shit you got to go through with the backlashes and all of this stuff. It's sad. It's sad. I feel like give people their props where it's due. It even if you fall out with them, just tell them thank you. I appreciate it when you were standing there for me. But some people just so blind they don't see the devil got them blindsided from seeing who the person really are that you really fucking with and trying to help.
that true. That
Don't never let the
absolutely
devil
true.
blindside you like that. That you really don't, and don't ever think that a person won't turn on you if they already don't turned on one, two, three, four, five people that were standing in the gap for them, and then you're standing in the gap for them, and you think they won't turn on you if you slip up and make one small mistake or say anything wrong, or they think you going against them. You next.
Yep. Yep. That pretty much. That pretty much how they operating.
Yeah, you're next. So you just get ready. Because you can't look at everything that everybody's lying. I mean, everybody lying.
That's the crazy part about that part. I ain't never understood.
Yeah, everybody
Everybody
lying.
lying.
Nobody's telling the truth about this stuff that's going on. Nobody is telling the
Yep.
truth.
Yep. That's what they saying.
And the
That's
lady
right.
that was on your live polo, who is she some kin to?
She's a cancer. I want to say that's the cousin. Um, she's some cancer. I think she's kin to Reno, or mama side, or something like that. I'm not quite sure. They're related to
Okay,
somebody,
I
but
think
I
she
know
was.
they ain't related to the Davises. I know that.
Yeah, she was very respectable telling her story. She was.
Yeah, she definitely came and told her story. You know what I mean,
Mhm.
you can't help but feel that them. That was a real ass story, them.
Yeah, baby. When she played them kids crying and screaming, I said, "Glory to God."
Man, that shit that crazy. These people be putting on like they church folks. Church folks don't act like this.
No. Mm-mm. I think that you just let the story I mean, let's let Dro rest in peace and, let it go because I'm being honest. I don't think it's going to reopen. I really don't think it's going to be a reopen because how they going to reopen a case, to be honest, to with no evidence? Like, how they going to approach the grand jury for indictment or any type of case when there's no evidence of anything?
Exactly, exactly.
You got to approach the grand jury to see if this a case. So what is they gonna see? The door open?
They ain't gonna really see nothing. They ain't gonna
Yeah.
really see nothing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
they'll be all right. They'll be all right. We gonna,
yeah,
sit back and enjoy the
the ride.
you feel me? But I,
You ain't lying, Polo, because this
well, I'm
is
trying to see
crazy.
this shit
This is crazy.
unfortunate. But I definitely want to say that I appreciate you for having me, bringing me on board. Um,
You good.
coming to your platform. Appreciate, you know what I mean, the love and support. Um,
Yeah.
Same thing in return, man. You keep doing what you're doing. Keep standing on business. Keep applying pressure. Don't let up. That's what we gotta do. We can't let up, man. They gonna try to knock us down every chance they get. You just can't let up when you on the mission and you got a purpose.
Facts. Facts. And I appreciate all you did do for the family. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all you did do. I appreciate you went out there and try to get the much information that you can get, and things still didn't work out, but I want to say you did do it, and I want to say that was great. Appreciate of you. No matter what.
And I appreciate your acknowledgement when it comes to that.
Yeah, and I always say that in my chat. I always say that. I said Polo did what he can do. You know what I'm saying? We can't get mad because he backed off. He share his reasons why he backed off, what made him do it. And it is what it is.
Facts, facts, facts.
You know, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here.
All right, Polo. Thank you so much for coming up. You welcome anytime.
Thanks. Man, y'all stay safe out there, chat, man. Y'all stay focused, man. Enjoy your weekend and always drink responsible, gamble responsible, and watch who you keep around you at all times.
Absolutely, facts, facts. And you enjoy your weekend too, Polo. All right, y'all heard it there first. Y'all heard it there. Made some great points, y'all. I appreciate him for coming up. I think he did everything he can do. You know what I'm saying? And I salute him. Even though it didn't work out the way he wanted to work out, he did what he did, and I salute him for that. You got to give people props for what they do, even if you don't like them or not. But some people, they dislike people so bad until they're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? That police report clearly it bring a lot. It bring a lot. It really did. Yep, it bring a lot. So it is what it is. I'm like Polo. I don't think they're gonna reopen the case. I really don't. I really don't think so. I don't think so. What you gotta say, Miss Smith? Thanks, Polo. Same to you. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna reopen the case. I mean, there's no evidence to reopen it. To be honest, it may still feel like some inconsistencies is there with regarding the case. And I agree with Polo. Like, I'm not gonna say uh Lulu is 100% uh correct, or maybe some things that she said. No, I'm not gonna say that neither. Do I think she probably covered up some stuff? Yes. Yes. Do I think everything that happened was told at all? You know? Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah. And sorry the way it happened, the way it went down. He lost his life. That is so sad. That's so sad. Yes, there are, Royal. God is still in control. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Do the true story need to be told? Absolutely. Absolutely. But like Polo said, hey, if you want to sacrifice and get other people, I guess, locked up or go to jail, whatever the case may be, then hey. I mean, Polo makes sense with a lot of things that he said now. He do. He definitely makes sense. I will not discredit him because he do make sense. I ain't gonna say he don't make sense because he damn sure do. He make a lot of sense. What you say, Miss Smith? If y'all want to donate to my channel, the link is pinned up top of the of my live.
I think Paulo did a good job. He investigated to the best of his ability, and in the beginning, it was with the help of the family. And then ultimately, they snaked him, which is unfortunate. But in doing so, they lost a lot of credibility on the internet. With all of the internet community. And are you seeking justice? Because when you seek justice, everything just has to be put out on the floor. Your skeletons, everybody's skeletons. Don't think you're going to be untouched. So it's just an unfortunate situation. That's what I think
Yes,
all the way around.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. It is really sad situation, yes, but Lulu will have to live with that. Yes, she will. Most definitely. Most definitely. Hmm.
I mean, even if it was an accident, Lulu was gonna have to live with it. She definitely loved that boy. I mean, she talked about him like she loved him in the interview with the in the interrogation with the police. So it's hard to. She'll always live with it, whether it was just an accident or whether she did it on purpose. She was gonna always have to live with that.
Hmm. I think Polo just don't like the way the family came out swinging at her, not knowing facts. And I think what he mean, like when Tasha first came out, instead of her saying, yeah, Lulu unalived them, she threw them out, she left them under the bridge. Instead of saying, we don't know what really happened. We don't know that she have any parts of it, but we know our nephew is not here, but we need answers. And the answer she's giving us is not making sense right now. That's what they should have
Because they
said.
was that still would have been a lie, Miss D. Them people didn't even wait for answers. What they did was actually run with their narrative when they touched down. So they started their investigation on the 28th. The man was still in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? They was
Right.
already at Gilchrist. They were already doing all kind of stuff. So they had a lot of information. By the time they came to the public, they had a lot of information, no matter which way we sliced it. And then the worst part is that they keep saying that the police officers didn't do a good investigation. But
I
if you
think they
guys
did by them police reports out, honey. I think they did what they can do.
now, Miss D, you know I told you as soon as Lulu said they was arguing, they were looking at her. It didn't even matter. Just once she said they were arguing, that is intimate partner violence. So they start looking at you. So when you read the report, by the time the Davises called the GPD was already doing having Lulu switch from a part of the scene, a person involved, to a suspect. You got to be careful when you're reading it because something's happening in there. She was a suspect prior to talking to GPD, talking to the family.
Mm-hmm. 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 They didn't say she was off the hook. They was interrogating her ass, honey, with them phones, everything. So that's why I
Everything.
didn't understand when Tasha came out and was like they didn't do a good job. And I'm going in on the police department because I'm really thinking like, damn, that's fucked up. Like they really didn't do nothing. They closed the case down too fast.
Yeah.
Like I even gotta apologize to them, and I don't even live there because I think they did an excellent job. I'm just being honest.
But Miss D, you know how I was. As soon as everybody was, I was like, that don't sound right. Because as soon as you say you was arguing with somebody, they looking at you, and we cannot just say they racist and then not think they don't want to put this girl in jail. So to me, it wasn't adding up. But it's because I know how officers like that work. You know what I'm saying? I've
Right.
seen racist officers. I ain't seen nobody in this situation. They did a good job. They was already looking at that girl as a suspect even before the family was pointing fingers.
Right. Absolutely. And now I see what Polo says. A lot of things that they should have cleared up. A lot of things
Hmm.
that they should have cleared up that they did not clear up at all.
That's right.
They came out here swinging like a bat out of hell. Loud mouth was going crazy. And come to find out, look, the police department did their job. They took his
I
power
think it's
out.
hard. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, they took
It
his
did.
gun. They took everything, the phone, the car. They was going through text messages. They did what they can do.
His mom is not the reason that they backed off. All his mom said in the statement was she thought Lulu was a good girlfriend. Now she did not say Lulu was. What did Rena come out? I mean, what did Tasha come out and say? She said the model girlfriend. She didn't say that.
Yeah.
What the mom said was that Lulu was a good girlfriend. She felt like she loved that Lulu loved Dro, but all relationships have their issues. That's exactly what the mom said in the
Yeah.
statement. The
So I
mom
don't, I
never
don't, I
said
don't, I
back
don't think the
off.
mother could have. I don't think the mother is the reason why they backed off because the cops felt like if by any chance that Lulu did anything, the mother couldn't save her ass.
That is correct.
The mother
And
couldn't
if
save
you
her.
look at it after the mom gave her statement, they looked at Lulu as a suspect. So it didn't even matter what the mom really said. All the mom gave was her perspective on their
Right, of how
relationship
their
and what she
relationship
saw.
was and how she loved the Dro and Dro loved her. That was it.
Now, could Lulu still be a snake? Sure. I'm not saying that Lulu didn't do
Right.
anything. I'm just saying what we saw in the reports.
Yeah, that's facts. Yeah.
That's what
Mm.
Lulu said, that he was known for jumping out of vehicles when he was up when they were arguing. But even that is not. We don't know Dro. I mean, do you know him? Have you been in the car with him when he got mad? Did he stay in the car? What did he do? We don't know.
Yeah. I mean, because a lot of moms have lost their children and, they said good things about their children. That's their child. You know what I mean? So they only put down what the mom said, the good things about her son and the good things about Lulu.
I think it's possible for everybody to know a different type of person. When you meet a person, you're not always the same with everybody. I
Yeah.
didn't see that in the documents, but I'll go back and look again. I might have fell asleep when Open Book was doing it. But even then, when you meet a person, if I can meet Miss D is gonna be different with me than Miss D is with her husband. She might come up here and cuss me out 2, 3 times, but she might drag her husband for an hour. That she's going to be a different person with everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
And do
No,
you,
so
yeah,
he
who
didn't
thinks
while the car was moving. Okay.
and who thinks that a mom would be like, oh, he's not a he's such a great person. He would never jump out of a car. If she knows he jumps out of a car, she's gonna tell it because she's trying to get her son justice. What the mom did was put everything on the floor about his personality. If that's what she said, she gave them what she knew.
I said the same thing. She said, I think the mother knows what happened and she knows Lulu didn't do it. Even the Davis family knows what happened. Hmm.
Yeah, I think sometimes we get really invested, but we forget we don't really know these people. You know, like their whole entire personality. We only know what they showed us. We only
Right.
know what Dro showed us.
Right. That's true. And to be honest, I think Dro was a good guy. I really do. I think he really loved Lulu. I think he was a good guy. I do.
Hey D, hey T Smith.
Hey,
Hey,
open
open
book.
book, what's going on, my love?
Oh, nothing. I was sitting here. I just came back from the doctor's appointment, so I was like trying to tune in from my laptop right quick because I'm about to go back out in a little bit. But I was reading it, and it said here that during my investigation, I spoke with Rena multiple times over the phone. Detective Lieutenant Scott spoke with Rena over the phone as well. During phone conversations, Rena said she believes Tyrone jumped out of the vehicle on his own accord. Rena also said that Tyrone has jumped out of the moving vehicles in the past. So my thing is, I think it's more so her than what Lulu was saying because Lulu was trying to make it like he didn't do that type of thing when he was upset. So if you're not for sure on that, and Lulu didn't quite tell you that, why are you putting that out there? And these people are probably like, well, his mama thinking that that's truly what he did, then they probably did kind of, they can't fully go by that. They did an investigation. I'm not saying that, but we're still putting that on him with no proof. You can't prove that either. That's the part that I'm having a whole problem with this is it looks suspect because you're before the investigation was all done, you're already giving Lulu these kudos and she's this. I've never seen her aggressive. Yet she even said that her charge when she went to jail was dropped, but there was a charge on her at first. So that's aggressive to me. If they had domestic violence situations, how did other people know about this? And Lulu admitted that too, and the mama didn't know. So obviously there was knowledge that her and Dro have been, you know, aggressive towards one another. So I felt like that was a red flag that she was already taking the attention off of Lulu in the beginning. And then for the simple fact, you have now, after a whole investigation, have told these people that this is what you feel that your son did, and it's still no proof of that because it's out of view. I don't feel that it was an accident, but and I totally agree with Polo that on paper, it's going to be hard to prove. It's still this lingering thing of something is not right. And it's on both sides. If we're going to look at it, it's a mixture of some things that are taking place, that have been said, that we're finding out in these documents. And I don't know, Dee was saying this morning, if we'll ever get to the full truth of the unknowns. There are things that may not ever come out, but to say that and have no proof that this man did that, that really bothers me. It really does, because she doesn't have proof either.
I don't think but see, here's where I'm at with it. Number one, when the police contact you, they're not just saying, so did he jump out the car? That's not how that conversation went with the mom. We're getting a summary of what was said between the officer and the mom and his main question and the point that he was making to the mom. But we don't know how he coaxed the information out of the mom. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like she just came out directly and said it. It's a lot that goes on in those conversations. He didn't say how long the conversation was. And when you are looking at people and you're saying, well, why put that on him when you don't know? I'm sure the mom knows, because when you ride with a child past 18,
though. We're assuming because probably there's no proof of that.
It's probably not a speculation for the mom. He's probably jumped out of her car. That's why she could say he jumps out of cars.
Now, so we are adding to it now. Come on,
I'm
now.
not adding to it. We'll have to call the mom and ask, because OB, it's going to be a lot of stuff that you go through with your kids. You're going to see every part of them. You know their anger. You know how they get. You know what they've done. You probably you're going to see them on occasion doing things and be like, why did you do that? You really crazy. I mean, I'm looking at kids now and I'm like, y'all some crazy people. Was I that crazy when I was young? But it's things that happen in life that your parent sees that you don't see, or that your parent never sees that you do. Like they swore to us he would never let her drive the vehicle, only he drove and Lulu wouldn't drive. Yet we know that that's not true, because in the statement it said either one of us would get out. It doesn't mean that he's always the driver. Luke, that it's just not the same when you go on vacation, I don't think. And when you're talking about a mom, this mom has been through this before. She's had sons entangled with the law. So it's a whole different conversation that you're having, because you know these officers are going to find out the information anyway. You're not going to hide the info.
Okay, but
do you think if he jumped out of a car before and the mother would have told the police that? Because what she would hide.
Yeah, she has nothing to hide. She's going to just say, no, I don't think she would say. I think she probably did. I think that we don't know what was in the conversation and how it was said. But
I'm saying it's not in the police report if she said it, because I think if she would have said that, it would have been in the police report.
No, she said he jumped before, but my thing is,
okay, got you. Okay.
Yeah, when you go back to the beginning, she's saying, okay, so when asked, it said Rena advised that Tyrone has never had history of mental illness or made suicidal claims. And she said, and it said that I gave Rena the GPD case number for this incident, and she advised she will attempt to drive up from Fort Lauderdale to visit Tyrone. So that didn't even sound for sure. So my thing is, in the beginning though, how did we get to this towards okay? I feel that he jumped. It should, in that case, it shouldn't have even been an investigation.
Oh, but
It should
it
have
was
just
not
been
there. It was always going to be an investigation.
Yeah, it
That's
was
not
gonna
how
all be
police work.
because even though she said what she said, they wasn't gonna close that case like that. That
Because
man
even-
lost
I'm
his
just
life.
saying, you know, I'm just
But
saying.
Even when
not-
you go down and you go look at the next part, even before the Davis family calls back to give their suspicions, they already identified Lulu in that statement as a suspect. They
Mhm.
didn't care what the mom said. Them folks was looking at that woman and said, "Y'all just had a fight." And boy, when couples get to fighting, they be knocking each other out and doing all kind of stuff. So we are investigating this. That's just the way it was going to go. All they were doing by talking to the mom was getting her perspective. They talked to the Davis side. They got their perspective. That's all they're doing is collecting information, gathering information to get a better idea of who he is, who
Right.
Dro was. That's
And
all
that's,
they were
that's the
doing.
same way if you marry and one of the spouses passed away, you are a suspect until they rule you out. You definitely a suspect until they rule you out. Then once they rule you out, then they'll start looking at other options.
Yeah, so partners are considered like a spouse when they suspect that you beat them up.
And see,
But
once
they
they
did
get all that,
consider- they did consider it was a suspicious death. One of the investigators did say it needed to be coded as a suspicious death instead of a sick injured person, and he was about to restrict like the access to the public records, but the other sister, her, you know, she had already gained access to the record, which is questionable too, because I'm trying to figure out how did she get it so early, and they didn't. One detective didn't even know that, but her name was all up and through this report. But on the front end, we've only heard from someone else, the other two, you know, on the front end from the family. So it was like some things just didn't sit well with me, even on that part.
so
too.
why did she get the report first?
I don't
Because
know.
they already thought Lulu did it. So they was trying to get the information from the police and all that stuff. These people have been into it with the police before. They know the procedure. Yeah, and you know that they do because they know what to do. If this is their first contact with the police, they would have never known to go get their report. That's how it goes. That's how you can tell.
Damn,
when
I'm
people
like
have
open book. That
experience.
shit was fast. Shit.
Yeah,
Damn.
because you would think after this, you would see Natalie's name, you know, the auntie's name. No, it's a person that we don't see on the forefront doing all the talking.
But open book, I told y'all in the beginning. I don't know if you know because I was up here on channel. I don't think you was up here then. I told y'all this family is really good at marketing. They can segment. It's a part of how they did it. They had one person dealing with the police, one person out here on a marketing campaign all over the internet, and then they had to add in a tag team duo because she was starting to not do such a great job. They had Polo going through the dad. You know what I'm saying? They had a good plan of attack. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Either a good plan or something else. Okay. Well, I'll let that I was just like, girl, it's so much. And I ain't even brought out the other layer of information because that would also counter kind of the jumping out of the car situation. If you are so relaxed that you can't jump out. Okay. So then what they gonna say to that part? You know, it's like it's so much that is still just it's so hard. It's hard.
I think it's hard when we green. Like in certain areas, if you're green, it's hard to understand. But if you're not green, you get it. You know what's going on. They know what's going on.
I know
That
what's
family
going
is
on.
not green.
I just don't say
Well,
it.
I know I feel
They gonna
like
say too much
I'm
here.
like Polo now. You know, I'm like Polo. I believe that if that man was beaten, there's no way Lulu did that by herself. It's no way, and I've been saying that. Like Polo just said up here, a woman is not doing too much damage to a man by herself. No, come on,
Right, exactly.
no.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just
what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to imagine. Sometimes it's hard for people to fathom that a family could be that dysfunctional. For some families, because they close knit and good to each other, but not all families are that way.
Mhm.
and Polo said he don't think the case gonna be reopened. And I feel the same way. I could be wrong, but that's just
Right,
my
Keisha.
feelings. You know, if it be reopened, I'll come back and apologize. But as it stands now, I just don't believe it's going to be reopened. There's no evidence to reopen it. I mean, you can't go to grand jury and say, "I want to open this case up," of what the police seen on investigated on this police report, because if the police felt like it was a crime, that shit would have been taken straight to grand jury. Grand jury would have sat down with the detectives. They would have talked over that shit. They would have did what they had to do. They would have locked Lulu up. But see, the thing is, when they seen that car door open, it didn't give them no proof of who opened the car door. Did
Right.
he fall or did he push it? It stopped right there. It was no proof.
And how is that? And then, okay, I have a quick question. Does anyone in the chat, and if y'all know the other brother, the one that came up, on a live and police were involved? Does anyone know which police department or where that took place? That whole incident.
No, but they said the mama from Fort Lauderdale, so maybe he was there too.
I was just curious to know, was it
Yeah, I don't
Fort
know.
Lauderdale or there or anything like that? Because I was just curious about that. It came to my mind the other day because that was a police involved incident. So I was curious about that.
Yeah, no, nobody said, but you 9 times out of 10 you can Google it if you have his full name.
Or
Name Goonie.
or if he was pushed out that car, right?
Mhm.
It was no evidence to prove that. If he wasn't beaten, right? It's still no evidence to prove who knocked him out of that car if he was knocked out by somebody. If
Right.
he threw himself out that car, it was no proof. Who opened the door? The cops only said in the report the door was open.
And how do you see an open door, but you don't see nothing else? How do you see the door opening?
I didn't understand
Because
that
he
part.
couldn't jump out right away. He had to get some time to jump out.
Well, let
So
me
he
ask you
opened
a
the door
question.
before that.
How did they get that video? Was that from the street cameras?
No, I think it was a business around there where
Oh,
they
okay.
only got a certain angle.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out. I'm sure it's gonna come to light.
So, I don't know.
Because in the report, correct me if I'm wrong, open book, nobody stated which camera it was in the report.
I have to go back and look because child was late last night and my eyes get sleepy.
Okay.
Because it was talking about hotel footage at one point, the cannabis shop at one point. I think that saw her car on the camera. Um, so I got to go back and see where that part was shown.
And then the report did say that he did go to Papa John's.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they went
Okay,
together.
so
She went in and placed the order. After it was ready, he went in and picked it up. Right, open book.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Now, unless something took place at that hotel, okay, that part. Um, because she was gone a couple of hours while he was still at the hotel. And then I find it interesting that um, he allowed her to just drive and do all of this with a whole boot and in her situation. They said that I think allegedly she had surgery a couple of weeks before the trip. Like she's now the driver and now she's the one having to go to AT&T, and he conveniently texts her, oh, thank you for going to AT&T to get my router. All of that is caught, and then a phone pings to the hotel. Now there's a gap right there of when he was at the hotel, what actually transpired while he was there at the hotel. And why did he go with her a drive at least to the, even if she was mad, be like, well, I'll go get my own router, that part. So It's something that if something did take place or was possibly given to him, or it may not have taken its effect or him feeling it until after the Papa John's.
And let's say this: do we really know that their argument was really out of hand, like everybody say? Cause
Right.
maybe it wasn't.
4 different things. Come on now. They arguing from one thing to the next. Oh, we're gonna start arguing about this. Oh,
Right. Because the argument may not be as serious as people really put out here. That they argue for 2 hours and they It may was not like that, y'all. It may was not like that. Yes, they probably had an argument, but not extended to what people are saying. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I think they were just petty picking at each other. And really what the true argument was about, they just didn't discuss. You know how it is when you're in a relationship? Y'all just talking at each other.
She said narcotics stays in your system for days. Yep. Who say he took something on? Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. Lulu
But I
was
can say this.
out. Remember, the driver door was open. Oh, I don't know if the driver door was open. Was that in the police report? Open book?
The driver door? I don't remember. I don't remember that part. Lulu was
I don't know. I don't even know who threw the pizza. I can't even say that because I don't know. Only thing I know, I heard the nurse husband say the pizza was thrown across the bridge. So I don't know who threw the pizza, because when they got there, the pizza was already across the bridge. So I don't know who threw the pizza, and I never heard the driver door was open. So I don't know about that part.
And that pizza probably had gotten run over and boxed.
Yeah, it was smushed everywhere, y'all. It was like cake.
All of that, the wind,
Lord Jesus.
all kind of stuff probably happened over that pizza.
Girl, the crush and the sauce was probably everywhere.
Right. Like, we kept hearing about this pizza and wings. I'm glad that was in the report. Lord, we were talking about that the whole time.
Yes, Lord. So I'm just trying to understand. If it was a video, they probably, I don't know, maybe they watched the video, right? Of her with the door open. All depends on where they got the video from. I don't know where they got the video from. Did the police report say he opened the door, or just say it just showed the door was open?
They said they could see the door opening, but they couldn't see nothing else. That's just weird to me.
Yeah, that part is weird. So they seen the door open or opening. As somebody was opening it.
Yeah, and it was out of view after that. Conveniently out of view after that.
Oh, they only got certain. Look, guys in the chat, they only have certain angles, and the car was still going. It wasn't stationary. Y'all gotta remember that part.
I'm like, man.
The only reason I asked that because I feel that's kind of weird. The car didn't pick up. I don't know.
Yeah, like everything that's supposed to be picked up, it didn't pick up.
Yeah. What are you saying, guardrail? What do you mean by guardrail?
Oh, because supposedly, it was a guardrail right there, and if he hit, he would have hit the guardrail. Right there. It's just not a lot of space there. Okay, let's see. If the brother you're asking about name is Christopher, says he passed in Sunrise, which is in Broward also, but I can't find any articles. I don't know if his name was Christopher. I know they called him Goonie or something on the page when his mom shares it. Or was he the one sick? No, it might be Christopher. He was the first one that got unalive. I think the second one, they said he got sick or something happened to him.
Yeah, the second one, I think. Because they said that they took the phone, right? They took one of the phones and they went through that phone, right? Went through Joe phone, right?
Yep.
One was anything deleted. I mean, well, if it was, they could have.
That's their recovery.
Yeah, they would have still
It
recovered. Absolutely.
ain't nothing you can do with them phones nowadays that
Yeah,
they
it
not
damn
gonna
sure
know.
would have recovered. So yeah, you're right.
D, hold on 1 second. I'll be back.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. The only thing they said they seen, the door was open. That's it. So we have to go with the report because we don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna say the police is lying. I don't think they will lie about it. I don't think they will lie about anything to save Lulu. To be honest, it's just
No, they wouldn't.
yeah. I just think it could be some missing pieces here, still of what happened. But I think they are putting the truth out of what Lulu said, the mother said, and the family said, and they put it on the floor. They put it in the report. Because that's what they
Yep.
do. When you go downtown to the detective's office, they write now everything you said and they record you. They tell you they record you.
And like Open Book said, there is a span of time when he was by without
I don't
Lulu
know
in the
where
hotel.
is the blood. It wasn't no blood. It wasn't no blood. That's why they took her car in. That it was not no blood. I don't think he was bleeding anywhere because they would have said that. He had brain injuries, but he was not bleeding out from anywhere. Yeah.
Now I think it was a little bit of blood on the guardrail. I think that's
Oh,
what the
okay.
lady
I was talking
said,
about
the
in the car.
witness.
Yeah, it was nothing in the car.
Yeah, no, nothing in the car because they took pictures. I mean,
Yep, they sure did.
they would have locked that girl up for sure.
Facts. She'd have been gone. Whatever happened, it was well planned out. Girl, you better say it again. And I mean planned out good. You ain't lying about that, because shit, we can't even put it together. We can't even put it
I think
together.
we have. I think it's just hard to accept. I mean,
Yeah, no, that could
outside
be
of
true.
the yeah,
Yeah,
outside of the other factors, like if there were two other people in the car, outside of that,
yeah,
then
yeah, right, right. Okay, I can agree with that. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's true. I can agree with that.
But if y'all, if with everything we had 28 missing minutes with Open Book setting that police report out and nothing but the truth, then what happens is that time gap closes significantly because I think they didn't leave the Papa John's till like 5:40. So
And
I
I
think that's. Go ahead, Missy.
and I also feel too, and maybe I don't know. I'm just thinking. I think the family is not willing to accept this, and I think they just need to accept it. Let him rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? And if God reveals, let him reveal. But I do think that they needs to let him rest in peace. Uh because I don't think this case is going to be reopened. I think the family really dislike Lulu and they don't still want to accept the police report what they put out. This is just my belief.
I agree because if you like somebody, I'm just saying this. I'm gonna put this out there, and then y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. If you like somebody, but they was with your brother, cousin, whatever, and he was unalive, your first thought is not gonna be this girl that I like did something to him. It would be, I mean, you thinking that about somebody you can't stand, she definitely did something to him. You know, it wouldn't be something that I would think about somebody I like.
Right. hmm I just think they not ready to face the fact of what really did happen. I don't think they're ready to do that, but they're going to have to let it go. they're gonna have to let it go.
Yeah, because the police have them down on a very tight time frame. The police did their thing. They won too.
Yeah, I think they did too. Mm. Yeah. Yes, Miss Renee accepted her son called the devil. Yeah, she did. She did. Yeah. Sad situation. I'm sorry he lost his life. I really is. Girl, I just can't believe his baby mama did some shit like that. That's wow.
Miss Steve, you funny.
That's damn. That's wow. He was giving her all that money and she was doing that shit to him. That's wow. That's just that's messed up. It's going
That
to
ain't
be
just messed up because you know that means she got food stamps in her own name. That was crazy work.
yeah. She said it's going to be hard to reopen that case. Yep, I said the same thing. Unless you got evidence. Yes, absolutely. It's going to be hard. Absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy at all, like they think it is. It's just really not.
I'm gonna tell you what I think. The case will not be reopened unless they have an eyewitness who was in the car. That's what I'm gonna say. Because otherwise, who knows what?
Mhm.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
We both said it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mhm.
It's crazy. And again, I just told them when you walked away, open book. I just think the family don't want to accept it. And it's sad if you don't want to accept it because you dislike Lulu that bad and you really think that girl did something and the cops can prove that they can't find no evidence of her doing anything and y'all can't accept that because this is what I'm feeling now. I'm feeling that they really dislike Lulu, that they really want Lulu locked up, but the cop did not find anything to identify her, to stick her to his demise. And I think they upset behind that, and it's hard for them to deal with what the police said. This is what I'm thinking.
Well, if I'm gonna just be transparent and honest. I can agree with some of their feelings in this situation. I have to be honest. I can agree with some of it because it's not clear. And really, after reading the police report, some of the things that were stated, even the way she was backtracking, or when she said, I wasn't the one that pushed him out the car, then had to fix that because the police officer asked her, well, what did you mean by that? Certain things are red flags. Yes, on paper, it doesn't show evidence, but that doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
Yeah,
It just
right. And we said that, right. And
right.
me and Polo, we did agree to that. But what I'm saying is how long this gonna keep going on?
Well, I
I mean,
mean,
because it seems
eventually,
like to me it may not never be solved with the police department. They may not never open the case back up.
yeah, I agree with that. If it's not enough evidence, that's the downer. That's gonna be the downer, and you just have to trust God to do what God does. If you can't find evidence and have it on paper and don't have strong enough evidence, I don't see them reopening this case. I'm gonna just be honest.
Right.
It just may not
But
show on
you know
paper.
what, Uncle, let me say this too. And I'm gonna be transparent. I'm not saying Lulu is clear at all. I'm not saying that because I don't know that, right? But what I will say, if the family is still targeting this case because of the dislike for Lulu, and that's what y'all really doing this for, that's not right. So I want to say that in reference to what you said.
I
And
agree.
I'll be transparent. The police have cleared Lulu. Lulu is clear. That part, until they get an eyewitness inside that part is not getting any more motion.
And I agree with Keisha. She said Dro will get justice when Lulu do this again. We will revisit this case again. And the reason that I have to agree with that
I agree with
is
you, Keisha.
she's showing a pattern. Okay, we forget about the other situation with the other boyfriend that we just never got into details about. But shoot, that guy, he got away, thank God, with his life. But her car was jacked up. Now with Dro, okay,
Yeah, I really never got into that. What happened with the other ex boyfriend?
exactly. And then if
Yeah.
he come forward and really tell his story and his experience about some things that he went through with that situation, okay, and then fast forward to now some of the things that Dro went through with her, oh, best believe she's gonna get too comfortable getting off. So it would probably be another one. And then we're gonna be like, oh, well, maybe Lulu did do something because this is the second time that we know
Yeah,
of.
we ain't saying she innocent now because we don't
Yeah,
know.
we don't know. That's what I'm saying. But it's gonna definitely reveal a pattern, and it's sad if it has to get to another time. I would not wish that on anyone. You
See, the
know,
other
but
boyfriend, maybe he may not ever want to speak on anything because maybe
he's
he done
probably
moved on with
scared
his,
of
or he
shit.
probably moved on with his life. He could be married, got kids, and just don't want to be involved. All depends on what the situation is.
Hmm. He probably scared. That guy said, "I got away with my life," and no.
So what did she do to him?
Well, it was something about her car, like they were in a car accident or something. I don't really want to speak on it until I get all the details,
Okay, all right.
back on it. But yeah, I read up on that one time. I need to go back and find my notes. But yeah, that part, I'm like, now look
Wait
at
a minute, did
that.
they go to? It's a court record on them too.
I don't think it went to court.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm. I'm definitely gonna go back and look over where I gotta find where I saw all of that at because I know she even did. I think let me go while I'm on here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna look up some real quick.
All right. Ooh, Lord. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I'm just saying that I hope they're doing this from a good place of their heart. That's what I mean when I say, they trying to get the case reopened. I hope they doing it from a good place in their heart and not doing it because they hate Lulu. That's what I was saying. This is not Lulu's doing. Why would he be calling his daddy to come get him? He's not calling his dad about no Lulu. Hmm. I start watching this case. I'm going to say this look up Saturday sister in the is a whole in the Bronx County System Court. Whew. Well, I'm not gonna say I hate, you know, I hate I start doing the case. I'm not gonna say that because the simple fact that, a person did lose their life. I just feel like it was just so many twists and turns, and when I say that, lies, not telling the truth, and it can make you feel like that. But don't use the word hate. That's a very very strong word. Um, you know, I mean, I feel what you're saying, but not the word hate. Because I ain't gonna lie, I started feeling some type of way too, and I did back off in the beginning because I felt this like Polo. Me and Polo had the same feelings. Like I just felt like shit was off. It wasn't right. I feel like things was being hidden. I just felt a lot of stuff, and I'm an empath, so I feel things when it ain't right. I get a very instinct when things don't sit well with me, and it wasn't sitting well with me, and I backed off, and then lo and behold, what happened? Shit started coming to the forefront, and I was right. Yeah. hmm So it happens sometimes to make you feel, you know.
His name was Willie, but I gotta
Mm.
go find go find the other part. I wish Willie would come to the front come to the front and tell us about his experience. Tell us his side of the story.
Oh my God, you said, girl.
We're gonna say all that's alleged, but if it definitely, and then you know something else, D, that stands out to me is that time that that guy came up on your panel. Remember the one he said he couldn't really show his
Thank you,
identity.
Keisha. What guy?
Remember he came up and he couldn't share his
Oh
identity.
yeah, I don't know what happened to him, sis.
Yeah, and he said something about a T-shirt or something they wanted him. Was it a flyer or something? It said the title was "I almost got away with it," but
I
you
think it
It
remember when
was.
he
was a
said that?
logo.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
remember
was a
that.
logo.
Yeah.
Okay, the
It was a
Yeah, it
logo.
logo
was
for his
a logo, I
YouTube
think. It was a
page.
logo. Yeah, it was a logo.
Okay, for his YouTube. Okay, got you. Okay, T. Smith. So, okay, that part stood out. That man said, I want to know why his page was gone, first of all. And then he started talking about how they wanted a logo that said, I almost got away with it. But, and he said that he didn't feel um, comfortable doing that, like putting it in. He was like, "Are you sure?" But where did that come from? Like, where did the thought of that come from?
And that guy, I remember you talking about because that's when Tasha came out when he was telling people his cousin, and Tasha came out and aired him on and say that's not our cousin, but I know him, but he's not our cousin. I remember that.
Yes. So that part has always stuck with me on that part. And so I'm just curious to know, like noticing like a little theme or a pattern of stuff. So these types of things, y'all, we may just have to wait it out. People do get comfortable in certain things and then we'll start thinking, oh, everybody done forgot about it. Everybody done moved on. Everybody think I got away with it, blah, 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 and just be patient. It may not come out right now, but if she was a part of this elaborate scheme or a plan, it will eventually reveal itself. And if we pay attention to patterns too, she's not going to stay hidden forever. She's going to start back posting and doing different stuff. She's out
Yeah.
on YouTube, on his YouTube. So she's not going to get comfortable for too long. So I'm not gonna put it all on her, but she definitely does know what went down. I feel that.
Well, here's what I say about that. I'll make a strong inference. They were getting strikes on that page, and I think that's where that logo idea came from. They probably spitballed it and just came up with it, but but then they ultimately got struck to where his page came down. They didn't get away with it,
I don't
so it
believe
wouldn't
that.
even been a good
I
logo.
don't believe that page got struck and took him down. I believe Lulu took that page down when that man died. I don't believe that. I
Not a
never,
logo.
I never
I,
believed that page was struck. I never believed it.
I would look with and looked it up.
It
It
was
had
struck
two
on the book.
different it had two different reasons. Yeah. On YouTube when you go to it, it didn't say anything. It just had the little monkey wrench that showed that this content is not here. But when you go to Facebook and you click on his YouTube channel, it pulls up a message that says, let me pull it up right quick. Um,
You know, from Google her screenshots.
I'm trying to give out facts. Okay. Let me see what it says on here. Okay, so and then when you go to his YouTube, okay, it said this account has been terminated because we received multiple third-party claims of copyright infringement regarding material the user posted.
So it's like he was using other people's stuff.
I guess so. And it was
Could
copyright
have,
infringement. So
yeah,
people
could
might
have
have
been our
right
music.
like music probably.
And he came up with that. We almost got away with it, but they didn't get away with it.
So I don't know.
And then Lulu, I think she might be crazy, but she probably the kind of cray where she taking us both out. She ain't just letting him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's unaliving the other party. I think she was trying to get both of them with the first guy.
Wait, say that again, T. Smith.
I said that car looked like she was trying to take both of them out, not just one.
Oh, okay, girl. Girl, okay. She probably like nobody can't have you, and you ain't gonna have nobody else. I'm gonna be going with you. But she did a weird message they said about Dro about us being soulmates or something forever, like some weird cryptic message. I didn't see it, but people have been saying that she posted something to that effect. Like
I think that's totally possible. I mean, she thought she was going to marry this guy. She had put all her eggs in that basket, and it didn't work out. And she is
Well, I
probably
think
really
they would have got
depressed.
married. I think if this would have happened to him, I do believe that they would have got married. I don't think she felt like she thinks she was gonna get married to him. I felt like Dro was gonna marry her. And she knew that.
No, I'm just saying that that's where her mom was going. Like they were going to be married. They were. That was the love of her life in her mind. It just this is what it is. And now he's not here anymore. I mean, some women have a hard time and they fiance go, and it's not even. They didn't have anything to do with it. They just have a really hard time with that stuff.
wow. Yeah, Clarinetta, we don't know. We hoping Willie will give us his experience. Hopefully one day he'll tell his side of the story.
Willie is not gonna say nothing. If he know what's good for him, he gonna stay away. Shoot. Look, he done escaped her claws, and then you want me to go and put myself back in a line of
Really
fire?
probably
Get
said,
out,
"Look, Dad, I
yeah.
don't want y'all to say nothing to me because I ain't saying nothing to nobody. I ain't answering no questions. Just leave me out of it."
For real. Because if Willie
Uh-uh.
wanted to talk, he would have been and came and said something.
Mhm. Willie ain't having that shit.
She said I couldn't really find the words to say. However, I refuse to let another day go by and me not share how great God has truly been to me. I'm not at 100%, but in due time, I know I will be. All of this was part of his plan, a plan much bigger than me. God, thank you again for being a forgiving God and a healing God, but most importantly, thank you for sparing both my life and Willie's life. I am forever grateful.
Who wrote that?
That's what Lulu wrote about her car. Girl, that car, it's amazing how, God just really brought them out of that. Like that car was total, total.
It looked like it went through a compactor.
Right. That's what it looked like. And I'm curious to know what happened in that situation.
Yeah. Send it to me. Yeah, before you talk about it, get detailed. Because could have been a car could have hit them and they had a bad car accident.
Right. I want to know. But I just know someone I gotta find where
Miss
I
D,
saw
that
that.
car did not look like a car hit them. It was a truck or 18 wheeler or something. I mean, it was bad, bad.
She said, I hope the story about the ex don't come from the Davis side.
We need to know. What BG? BG in the bushes. BG, what happened in that other relationship? We're trying to know.
Y'all funny. Y'all know BG done with us. Her girl clear.
I don't blame BG shit. I don't blame her. I ain't mad at her. BG probably said she tired of this shit now. BG probably said, I'm living my damn life. I ain't got time for this shit. I don't want to hear this shit. I'm in the real world living my damn life. Hell with it. Oh my God, what the hell?
He said, what the? Let me show you the side profile.
I told you it looked like it went through a compactor, didn't it?
I'm gonna show you the side of it. Let me get the side.
Oh my God, that look bad.
I I gotta find where someone was telling. Oh, I forgot where I saw that because I was like, "What?" When they first said that,
Open book. I was like, that's why he ain't want her to drive.
girl, yes, I could have got them in an accident. Oh my gosh,
The mom kept that Lulu doing something to him, and yeah, that could be true too. That could be true.
I'm telling you, we pay attention to patterns. People are always telling themselves.
Absolutely. How they say it all the time. Yeah. Yo, I need to understand what happened.
Man,
What the
for the
whole
love of money, for the love of
Miss
money, people
D.
will do whatever. These silly.
what in the hell happened to this car? Like the whole damn top of the car gone.
I know. That's what I was like. What were they
The hell, I
doing?
never seen no shit. Yo.
I told you, Miss D, that look like an 18 wheeler hit. It don't look like a regular
I don't know what that
Yeah.
looked like.
accident.
It looked like somebody did something to this car first before it was in a crash. Cause child,
I
they didn't knock
know.
out the back windows. Mm-mm.
Damn, that shit look bad.
D, I wish you knew how to pull it up so you could show them what we were looking at.
I know. I gotta learn how to pull up stuff from Facebook. That's what I gotta learn.
Oh, you see what Blueski said?
That's why Drew never let her drive. She tried to go off the. Oh, I don't know about that.
Allegedly.
Yeah, yeah, because I ain't, I don't like to put out, shit I don't really know nothing about, you know.
Oh, mm-mm.
Mm,
This is crazy, man.
yeah, it is. Mm-mm. I don't know what might go on over the weekend.
Oh, that's gonna definitely
Maybe.
be stuff.
Yeah, baby, everything goes down over the weekend, honey. Child, I'm ready to get up off here because I gotta wait for my granddaughter.
Okay.
She's coming over, and then she's just gonna be here till Sunday morning. Mama pick her up, Easter, Easter, Easter. Did you do everything yet? Open book.
I'm about to go now. I need to go to the store with the kids right quick. I'll do that, and I'll be in for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah, open book. Don't forget that thing tonight. I'm gonna send you so we can be looking.
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
Me too, because it's gonna be hot off the press.
I definitely want to see that, and I want to look for this story too. Where I saw that story. Oh, I gotta tell. I'm gonna send you another link about another story, and this lady kind of like similar to Holly. Her.
Oh, all right. We'll talk about that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Got you.
Wow.
Yeah, because after a while, I'm gonna have to start doing other stories. I mean, we can still cover Dro's story, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. I gotta keep going with my commentary. I can't, be stuck on one thing. But yeah, I gotta keep going with my story. I
Mhm.
mean, I do would like to have justice for him, but
Right.
I don't want to keep going in circles. I'm gonna put it to you like that. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happened over the weekend. Cause cause Polo say he gonna put out receipts that she talked about Nina.
What?
Yes, girl, he said he gonna play the records on his live. He said on my platform. He sure did.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. He said he got the recordings.
Wow.
That's what he said. I'm like, damn. So if anybody want to donate, y'all can. I'm about ready to get up off of here.
Okay,
I
D,
gotta
I'm gonna
go.
hop down.
All right, open book. I got you.
Okay, love y'all. Thank y'all.
Love you too.
Love you too. Hey, Miss D, you have a wonderful time with your grandbaby. She gonna wear you out. You probably are gonna be so tired Monday, but we still expect you back here Monday morning to report for
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back.
All right, I'm hopping down. Bye, chat.
All right. Timing in. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so, so, so much. Hey, Latan, I love you guys. Y'all be prayed up. Keep God first. I'll see y'all on Monday. I hope y'all enjoy y'all Easter weekend with your children. I don't have no little kids, so it'll be just me. My granddaughter coming today, but she leaving early Sunday morning, going out for Easter with her mommy. So everyone have a great weekend. Thank y'all for timing in. I appreciate all y'all concerns, how y'all feel about this case. Everybody is welcome, baby. So we'll see. Everybody have a great weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. Peace and love.